The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
If it's anyone else, yeah. I love my family, and they annoy me daily. It's true. But I don't think Jason gets annoyed. Certainly not at his family.
He's definitely got annoyed with me.
Well, yeah, me too. He yelled at me once for being in the chat. Hey, can you cool it in the chat? That's like getting yelled at by Jason. It's like the nicest way of saying it, but it's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I apologize. We had a good talk. Was checking in, some whatever, but yeah, Jason's doing well is the bottom line. Hello to all of you. Good morning. Well, I can tell it. You know what? This is a good test of our YouTube colors, because I'm wearing a Huddersfield Town warm-up top from last year, maybe the year before. And I can tell you the color on the YouTube, or at least on my screen,
Not at all.
It is not the color I'm wearing, dude. This is an orange, like the fruit color orange.
Tangerine.
Yeah, sure. How would you describe this color on the monitor, Chris?
Yellow.
Yellow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canary yellow.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to say it's not like a highlighter or a classic yellow, but it's, for those of you watching, that is not the color. I mean, whatever. Deal with it. But it's not. I expect proper color representation on this program. It is summertime. We are in the deep dark valleys of summer. So as always, we're going to have, our basic sports stuff, but especially with Jason gone, kind of like yesterday, we're going to get a little loose. Big part of today. Well, let me not get into that. I will say I'm going across the pond next week. Generally, I have this rule with myself. You sound like you're from London. Exactly. I have this deal I make with myself. I've never said this before, but I have this deal I make with myself where every month, work hard, do the thing. As long as, it makes sense, meaning that I don't have some insane expense from one of my children or something. I buy a gift for myself. I buy something that is just for me. Nothing, tens of dollars maybe. nothing crazy. Just something that I normally wouldn't justify buying. That's usually where most of my toys come into play. The little things that I have that are not necessities. And one of my hobbies, I should do a video on this because it's actually funny. One of my hobbies has been trying to fill time on planes. I've been spending a lot of time on planes. And in some cases, I'm spending 11, 12 hours straight on a flight going overseas. That's a long time, dude, especially for somebody who has, ADD issues. And I wasn't always the greatest flyer. It just honestly gets really boring. It gets boring. Like I'll watch a movie. Yeah, I'll have some snack. I'll eat a food. And then it's like I still have 8. I always have the little flight map up, and I look up, and it's like, 8 hours. Canada. Yeah, right, exactly. You got 8 hours left. Oh, God, 8 hours. Okay, I'll try to go to sleep. Maybe I fell asleep. Maybe I did. I wake up. You have 7 hours and 30 minutes left. God. Maybe walk the aisle, go to the bathroom, watch something else. You still have, there's nothing like you are done with flying. You're ready to get off the plane. And it's like, you have 4 hours and 20 minutes left. Now, 4 hours and 20 minutes in a vacuum. That's a Lord of the Rings movie and a snack. That's a couple, few episodes of Breaking Bad, whatever. But anyone who's ever done regular long haul flights, it just gets freaking boring, especially when you can't really sleep. Zebra says, read a book. Honestly, I don't really get car or air sick, but I do get a little woozy when I read too much on a plane. I don't have an explanation for it. Everybody's different, but I've tried that. And after a while, which is especially going to make no sense when I tell you what I'm going to tell you next. So one of the solves I have, I try to load up my phone with some Netflix shows, a movie. On my last trip, I found that, it's really great for me on a plane. I watched The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross. It's relaxing. I'm into it. It's just a time. It's a comfort food, The Joy of Painting, something like that for me. Everybody has their comfort food shows. My wife's is Frasier. Everybody has their comfort food show. So what I have found does the trick the most is playing video games. So it started with, I borrowed my son's Nintendo Switch for a flight. I played it. It was fine. Screen's a little small. I connected a PlayStation controller, there's a little Switch controller to it because I don't like using the little Joy-Con whatever things. And I went, you know what? I'm really into this. But this is also my son's. I don't want to get another Switch. And then somebody turned me on to something called the Steam Deck. Steam is a video game rental, whatever thing. And the Steam Deck is their handheld version where you buy games from the Steam service, and most every game is available. Most, Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption or whatever. You buy the games and you play them on this handheld device. Well, that was cool. So that worked a couple times, but you got to hold the thing by the hands and, the screen and all that. Well, this is now turned into I'm consistently trying to find ways to improve that experience. So you got to understand, when I get on a plane, I've flown enough now to where I've said this before, I'm a very considerate flyer. I do not encroach on people's space. If I'm in a 3-seat row, I understand that the middle seat gets both aisles, that type of thing. I don't take my shoes off. I have a very specific routine when I fly. And the last thing I do before I leave the house, no matter what, is I take a long, hot shower. And I put on brand new, fresh clothes with slip-on shoes. I want to be clean. I want to smell good. I want to be the most polite flyer you've ever flown. And by the way, I'm 6'4". I don't fit in these seats easy. So I do my best. But if you're sitting near me and you look over at me getting on a plane, you laugh because I get out, I have my backpack and I pull out, the first thing I do is I pull out, I have a little box that has like 4 plugs and 3 USB plugs on it. And I plug it in and there's always a little 3-prong plug next to me. I plug it into that. I put it kind of in the crevice between the window and the seat. And I have my cords that come out of that. Then I start doing things like I have a tiny little USB fan that I bring so that because sometimes that fan up top doesn't work and the fan helps me sleep. So I put my fan up. I've got my little electric system going on, over on my side. And then I started doing the Steam Deck stuff, post the Steam Deck thing. Then I got these glasses that plug into the Steam Deck. I think I brought them in once. And the whole idea with the glasses is you put the glasses on and it's like your whole view is filled with this beautiful screen, giant screen where you can now see everything. It's like sitting in front of a big screen TV. You can lie back with them. They connect to your device and you can play your video games. Well, the problem there, though, is that that's so big that your eyes get tired eventually, and that's rough. So the thing I got for myself this week for the flight next week is I didn't realize that you could have an external monitor for these things. So imagine like it's a 16-inch iPad basically, but it's just a monitor with a little kickstand in the back. And you plug in your device, whether it's your deck or your Switch, or you can plug in your phone and you put this device, it attaches to the back of your flight seat. And you now have this giant TV that covers basically the entire headrest in front of you that you can now either play video games on or watch movies on or do whatever. I'm going to test that out next week. The problem is I can't take a test drive until I'm actually on the plane. But what I worry about is now the flight out there, I'm not sitting next to anybody. There's nobody in that seat. But if somebody's sitting next to you, even if it's not encroaching any of their space, I feel like having a 16-inch television screen on the back of my seat is going to encroach on their visual space.
How much bigger is that than the screen that's on the thing to begin with?
I would say it's probably 2.5 times the size. It's honestly, it's about this. It's about the size.
Wow.
It's about the size.
At first I was like, no, it's not that bad. But
if I'm being honest, take about.
Like you would be super annoyed if someone sat next to you with one of those because you'd just be looking at it.
That's what I'm saying. I think if I'm sitting next to somebody, and by the way, I over exaggerated. It's about take a third of this off and maybe shrink this down. Imagine the bigger iPads. That's the size of it. It's an iPad size. And yes, I think it would be annoying because I would be drawn to whatever they're watching. And also, I also do I don't know if people do this. I also am very aware of what I'm watching. Now, look, I'm not going to like bust out, porn on the plane or whatever like that. But I'm saying like
some of the movie options, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I've actually watched movies before on a plane I haven't seen. And then at some point in the movie, there will be some form of nudity. It doesn't matter if the language is bad. It's in my ears. I have my headphones on. But there will be like, some naked girl. And I'm like, it's just, I got it. Like, I'll cover. I don't know if there's like a 6-year-old kid behind me. And look, I'm not Mr. Censorship or whatever, but it kind of surprises me that you think that somebody that controls the plane movies would be like, okay, the one thing we can't do is nudity.
Well, the last flight I was on a couple weeks ago, there's like a warning that comes on like as the movie's starting, like, hey, be aware of the people around you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Wait, so if you
look, props to them at least. But yeah, I don't want to be watching some movie and be engrossed into it. And there's some love scene, and then I look over and little Timmy's like, hey.
Just gives you a thumbs up. My dad wouldn't let me watch this.
And the way that and the way it would work for me, here's exactly how that scene would go. I'd look over, Timmy would give me the thumbs up, and then before I even react, Imagine he gives me the thumbs up. I'm looking at him, and then all of a sudden I look past him to see his mother looking at me, watching her 7-year-old son give me the thumbs up because there's a naked lady on the screen, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Dave, you could bring in an Oculus and play your Xbox. Yeah. The problem is internet connection, number one. Number two, the Oculus. I get a little woozy.
Well, that was the same thing that you were talking about with the glasses.
Yes, the glasses are even. They're not as the Oculus is fully submersive VR, and my son got one of those 2-3 years ago. I can play golf on it. There's a golf game he has that's kind of fun, but even then, I get done after 18, and it takes me a while to adjust. I've tried playing regular games on that thing. I get a little woozy, and on top of that, I have to be really careful because the worst thing about flying, the thing you don't want to experience flying, is having a migraine headache. I've done that. One time I've had that happen, and when you've got 4 or 5 hours left, you're at altitude, you're coming down, especially landing is a blast when the pressure hits, and your head already feels like it's going to split open, and that happens. No bueno. Eric says, hey, don't forget to stretch your sciatica. Thank you, Eric, and you're right. I now have, through the magic of YouTube, I now have a list of stretches I can do in the seat. There's actually videos about people that fly all the time who have sciatic issues on occasion. And there's ways that, I put like 1 foot over a knee and push down and different stretches and all that. So yeah, we'll see.
Compression socks.
Yeah. They usually have the little welcome kit, and it's got like the lip balm and the socks and the.
Wow. They give you compression socks.
Yeah, I was kind of messed up there, didn't I? Really, I didn't. I was just answering the question.
I'm just told, get back there.
No, I try to. Yeah, oops, sorry. Yeah, I try to. I do try to not talk about that. In the rare cases when I've been lucky enough to be upgraded to business class for the overseas flights, yeah, they have.
And you're not paying for the flight.
I mean, I couldn't pay. Come on now. Yeah, you get the lie flat seat, which helps. Look, dude, I've flown over to Europe in economy, and I've flown over to Europe in business. Now, look, I could never afford to fly business. I mean, dude, it's ridiculous. You can like fly to London round trip for like $600-700 if you get the right deal, right? But the same leg. I mean, if you ever, just for fun, if you ever book, just look, go to Google Flights and look at the difference. It's like, one way to London on whatever airline is $389. Well, what's business class? Oh, it's $1,800. Like, it's insane. But look, here's the reality of the situation. The difference between flying a long haul in economy and the difference between flying a long haul with lie flat seats in business class is it is literally a completely different animal. You feel when I flew economy over there, excuse me, it was fine. I didn't die. It was great. Whatever. But dude, it takes you like a day to recover. It really does. Because you can lean back a tiny bit. Oh, last thing. Speaking of, this is questions for everybody. Does anybody else not lean back their chair if somebody's behind them?
I don't.
I don't either. Okay, so that's a normal thing. I'm sure it's not, but I feel like it's rude to lean your chair back on a plane if somebody's sitting behind you.
Yeah, especially when it doesn't lean that much back.
Right.
But the seat is somehow in your lap.
Yes.
And they have leaned back half an inch.
And they've got like their tray out, and maybe they're watching something on the seat. Okay, that's one thing where I'm not clear on what the rules are. Like, for full stop, you paid for the seat, it leans back, you're not doing anything illegal. But I feel like it's one of those baseball unwritten rules, and maybe I'm just oversensitive. I know this. I know if somebody's sitting in front of me and they lean back, like, I don't know, I will never say anything. I get it. But I can tell you this, my internal My internal reaction to somebody leaning their seat back is the same as when I'm on the window seat, there's somebody in the aisle seat, and then inevitably somebody comes down and I'm hoping the middle seat is open and they sit in the middle seat. It's not their fault. The plane's full. I get it. But deep down inside, obviously I was hoping the middle seat would be open. Deep down inside, I was really hoping that person would not put my my seat back TV in my crotch. So it's not a pleasant experience. Anyways. So yeah, I think this next trip I'll take a picture of my flying setup just to show how, though I am low maintenance when it comes to sitting next to me, I am high maintenance when, oh yeah, my backpack weighs about 85 pounds because I'm basically a walking Best Buy. What if that USB-C cord goes out? I might need 3. All right, leading off, please.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Cowboys want to get a deal done? I mean, honestly, for me, it really don't matter. Like I said, I've been pretty consistent. If they don't want me here, they don't want me here. I go about my business. I understand the nature of the business. Like I said, as long as I'm here and under contract, I'm gonna do what I have to do to perform at the highest level. But if this is then, this is then. There's the same way that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and other Jerry Jones take care of their family. It's the same way I need to take care of my family. You know what I mean? I got my own 3 kids of my own, so we all need to take care of our own family at the end of the day.
It's the thing about football I hate the most. It really is. And there's a solve to it. We're going to talk about this more later in the program. I'm going to replay that. By the way, Micah Parsons has earned a little over $17 million in his career so far. He's feeding his family fine. That being said, I don't like when star athletes use the feeding the family thing. It just makes him sound stupid. Bro, you're making more this year than most people will make in their lifetime. Now, that being said, Micah Parsons should get paid what his value is, and I'm willing to say that Micah Parsons has been paid under his value. I have no problems with him making a ton of money. Just stop with the feed your family thing, dude. Just please stop. It didn't work for Latrell Sprewell. It's not going to work for you. Just don't say it, dude. It makes you sound out of touch. It makes you sound obtuse. That being said, the NFL is the undisputed king of American sports. Undisputed. Alexander Usyk won his fight last week over Daniel Dubois. He is the first since Lennox Lewis to have all the belts. All the belts. He's got them. He's undisputed. There's nobody there. He is undefeated. There are no challengers. That's the NFL. There are no challengers. But it also is the dumbest when it comes to this stuff. And it's because, put aside what Pablo Torre and Mike Florio and that whole Meadowlark crew have been doing when it comes to laying out the Players Association, the massive corruption in the NFL, which we've all known about, and they're putting stamps on it and doing great work. The weakness of the NFL Players Union is never more apparent than when every year you get to training camp and inevitably, other than injury or quarterback job competitions, the biggest stories are star players holding out. Whether, last year Niner fans will remember Brandon Ayuk. You had the Deebo Samuel stuff. Micah Parsons here. You're holding out. You're working on a contract. You're missing camp. There's a real, easy, simple solution that will eliminate this. Stop it. Mirror the contracts to the NBA and Major League Baseball. So if Micah Parsons 2 years ago signed a 4-year, $80 million deal, well, you don't have to worry. You can do signing bonuses. You can do stuff to work around the cap, but it's really simple, dude. In exchange for Micah Parsons not being able to renegotiate, bro, you signed the deal. If you're overperforming, great. But guess what? If you're underperforming, you're not going to get cut. You're still going to get every penny. It's all guaranteed. So shut up and go to work. There's no renegotiations. There's no holdouts. There's no nothing. The fact that they don't do this, we have to deal with this every single year. So stupid. There's other stuff going on in NFL training camp too. Giants and A's as well. We're in action. We'll get to that. I want to get back to this conversation, though. We're going to talk about training camp stuff coming up at 7 a.m. Sean Cunningham is going to be on the road with his friend and our friend as well, his colleague Michelle Dapper over at KCRA. At 8 a.m., they're going to be on the road going to Niner training camp. We're going to talk to Sean about just summer league wrap up, different King stuff, see what they're doing out at training camp. Maybe we'll get Dapper on the phone as well, as long as their hands are at 10 and 2. And we got a pretty good show for you all set up. We might get into some fantasy football a little bit later on as well, just a quick preview. But when we come back, Safe or Out next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app. What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, tell me what's happening for the Hoblet Employee Pricing Plus sales event.
Right now, you can get the family wherever you need to get them. When you save up to $17,000 off MSRP on the new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs. With the gas tax having gone up this month, that means you save even more at the pump with one of America's favorite hybrids.
Okay, but what's happening at the Giant Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Super Center?
Well, not only is Hoblet your one-stop shop for new Ram trucks, we are your pre-owned truck superstore. Right now, we have over 100 quality pre-owned trucks in stock. So whatever truck you're looking for, your perfect ride is waiting at Hoblet. Diesels, lifted trucks, 4x4s, Hemis, heavy duties. We have them all waiting for you.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory, new and used, at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
17,000 total net savings after 7,500 factor rebates and 9,500 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 2,500 2025 select inventory bonus cash, 500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders. Employee pricing for all included in dealer discount. VIN number 712-678. See dealer for details.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hop Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Gunnar Hoagland out with that right hip impingement, underwent successful surgery for that repair and is expected to miss the remainder of the 2025 season. Grant Holman, whose expected return is TBD, felt discomfort in his right shoulder, and the MRI revealed tendonitis in his rotator cuff. That was your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. It's Alan Stiles here. You injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Just working on some stuff with Chris during the break. I neglected to say this during the open because I wanted to focus on some other things in that segue. Incredibly aware, this show is incredibly aware of the passing of Ozzy Osbourne yesterday. And we will do our best to honor him and his memory musically throughout the day. Or throughout the show, I should say. Including me asking Chris about YouTube tagging rules, because I want to be careful not to get trademarked. God, I wish we lived in a world where I could say, hey, here's a video by Ozzy Osbourne that I think is appropriate, and I'd love to sign off the show that way or something. Can't do that. But we'll do an homage. Maybe you weren't an Ozzy fan. Maybe you are indifferent about Ozzy.
I think people my age were incredibly aware of Ozzy Osbourne just from the reality
show. Well, that's what's great about that is that the different, there's people out there older than I am that, remember Ozzy from Black Sabbath and he and Randy Rhoads and Blizzard of Oz and all that. Then there's my generation where, Mama, I'm Coming Home and Perry Mason and, those are the, That's how I remember him. Close My Eyes Forever with Lita Ford. And then there's your generation, which is... I saw something yesterday that I had never seen before. I'm sure Jason has, and you probably have. That absolutely blew my mind. Again, I always say this. The good thing when people like Ozzy Osbourne, when legends pass, is you get a celebration of their life. And a lot of times you'll hear stories or anecdotes or see things that you didn't know. So... I saw a clip yesterday from Saturday Night Live of Dave Matthews impersonating Ozzy Osbourne. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Ironically, over the weekend, I was watching some old Saturday Night Lives, and that was the episode that I watched.
Dude, I read, it was on Twitter, and the whole thing was, check out this impersonation of Ozzy Osbourne by Dave Matthews. I almost didn't click on it because I was so uncomfortable at the thought of how bad that would be. And then I watched it, I'm like, I showed it to my wife, I go, oh my God, Dave Matthews nails this impersonation of Ozzy Osbourne. And then on top of it, what's his face? Barry, the SNL guy playing. Bill Hader is sitting next to Dave Matthews playing Ozzy Osbourne as Dave Matthews, while Dave Matthews as Ozzy Osbourne is ripping Dave Matthews.
Coming at you, baby.
It was awesome. So yes, we will celebrate the life of Ozzy Osbourne throughout the day. In the meantime, let's celebrate some baseball. Question 1.
The Giants finally got a win. Safer out. Willie Adames is their light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, Willie Adames is their light at the end of the tunnel. My goodness, we've been waiting on this. Now, I understand it's one win, but watching that first inning, they finally put up a crooked number in an inning. They did it twice, 2 4-run innings, added another run. The Braves were never in this game. Funny thing, 9 runs on 10 hits, but who cares? They get the W. And we've just kind of been, the pitching's been fine. We've been waiting on the offense. And I'm not saying this is it. We also saw Rafael Devers at first base, which is another little timeline there while he keeps it warm for Bryce Eldridge. Willie Adames is finally starting to come around. As a matter of fact, we're just about done with July, and he is batting .339 with 6 home runs, 17 RBI. He's got 14 runs. He is 7 of his last 14. He is the hottest player on the team. Now, please keep in mind, he's batting .339 this month. By the way, his OPS is 1.164. Hello. But his batting average thus far this year by month, in June, it was .216. In May, it was .206. In April, it was .219. And a little chunk of March, 4 games there, 133. So, look, he's averaged so far somewhere around .215 for the year. July's almost done. He's hitting .339. I'm telling you right now as a Giants fan, if Willie Adames gets it together, they're going to be – he is the key to that offense. And you've got Elliot Ramos, hopefully Devers starting. He's got a bit of a disc injury. I ain't trying to say that this is the start of something crazy, but I am saying the light at the end of the tunnel is Willie Adames, their big offseason signing. And that might make things a little bit more clear, provide a little bit more clarity come the trade deadline, which is nigh, N-I-G-H. Number 2.
The Dodgers blew another lead yesterday.
It was great.
As their bullpen continues to fall apart.
Yeah.
Safer out. This will doom them from repeating.
I know. We're all kind of upset, right? We're all a little upset at that. Well, listen to this.
1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Swung on a little tapper towards first base. Enriquez waits for it, bobbles it, throws late, throws into right field. Correa scores. Here comes France. He's going to score. Waller around. He's going to score. Royce Lewis ends up at third. He empties the bases with a ball that never left the infield off his bat, and the Twins lead 9-5.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It was great.
Oh. Hey, since we're doing baseball, by the way, let me pause for a second. I just saw this clip. I was going to play it later. Here's Ozzy Osbourne singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" at Wrigley Field.
And Ozzy Osbourne.
All right, Chicago. I want to hear a real crazy crowd start singing with me. Are you ready? Are you ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go out to the ball game. Let's go out to the river. Take me in the bring us into. I don't remember what I have to do.
Come on now.
43, 2, 3 like you're out at the ball game. Yeah, let's get some runs. Come on, don't
Good job, Sharon.
Let's get some runs, guys.
Good job, Sharon. Hey, look, and the unique thing about Ozzy is pretty much anybody else, if you played that clip the day after they passed, you'd be like, dude, what are you doing, man? That's embarrassing. What are you embarrassing the guy for? That's so insane. That's the thing about Ozzy. He embraced the fact that his brain was half shredded for the last 20 years. He embraced the fact that he partied his ass off and was just, hey, that was the charm, part of the charm of Ozzy.
I saw like a written interview with him, and they're talking about just people that he knew that died at very young ages. Yeah. And he goes, so my question is, and Ozzy's like, well, I'm still alive. He's like, well, yeah. And he said something. He's just like, when I die, they'll probably going to have to put 2 coffins because I'll get it out of the first one.
He's unique. He's unique. He's the best.
I don't think that's it.
That's not. He's the best. I watched a clip this morning from the reality show of him spending about 5 minutes in his backyard trying to chase down a cat, one of his cats, and just John, the cat, the car is gonna eat the cat. Anyways, yeah, the Dodgers. Look, I would say it's their Achilles heel, and it's going to prevent them from winning a World Series, and it may, and it might. But the trade deadline's coming up, and you know they're going to go swoop up half a bullpen. What I will say, without feeling any ounce of sadness for the Dodgers, but my God, dude, the list of Dodger pitchers that are on the IL, in the bullpen specifically, including but not limited to Blake Trinan, Michael Kopech, Brusdar Graterol, who I love. He's got one of my favorite arms in the game. Evan Phillips. Ben Kasparius is probably going to join them. By the way, Phillips is out with Tommy John. He ain't coming back. Now, some of these guys, they'll get back. But, dude, oh, my goodness gracious. The problem also is the injuries in the starting lineup for the Dodgers have made this bullpen have the largest workload in the majors. 450 2/3 innings. 450 2/3 so far this year for the bullpen. The second largest workload, the White Sox at 405. That's a huge difference between first and second. By the way, the relievers rank 24th in the majors in ERA, WHIP, and opponent's OPS. So, yeah, dude, that's a big problem. Number 3, please.
Ethan Holiday, son of Matt, I would say brother of Jackson, received a record $9 million signing bonus from his dad's old team, the Rockies. Safe or out? We're getting old.
Yeah, that's safe, dude. Or out. It's true, though. I remember Matt Holiday coming into the league, okay? And then the funniest thing is, how funny is this, dude? His son, Jackson Holiday, who's playing in the majors, had an $8 million, a little over $8 million bonus. And then his other son gets drafted by his old team and beats his first son's bonus. It's a record for a high schooler. And now you have this 18-year-old with $10 million in the bank. You know, it's like with John Jones's dad. At some point, Matt Holiday could go into business. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously he's got some athlete in his genes. And I would imagine he's going to have 2 very good major league sons coming up here very, very quickly. Also, he broke the record of the first pick overall in the draft of the Washington Nationals that was set just a few days ago. Only in baseball can you have a guy drafted after another guy get a bigger bonus, because that's how they do these things. We will take a break. When we come back, a little bit of Summer League. A little bit of Summer League in the sense that the Kings had not one but 2 of their players named to the all-star teams, if you will, in Vegas. We'll tell you why that's cool, but also why everyone needs to chill next.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com to join.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
ZipRecruiter is the place.
ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/delivery for more details.
Nighttime is fun time at the Hagen Oaks Top Tracer driving range. It's more relaxed at night with people enjoying technology, where you can play Pebble Beach at Hagen Oaks, compete against your friends in a variety of games, or just practice at your leisure. There's food when you're hungry from hangout eats and drinks, or enjoy a beverage on the brand new patio with relaxed seating. And check out the summer-long free concert schedule. It's the Hagen Oaks driving range nightly until midnight, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get ready for Marvel's first family to hit the biggest screen in Sacramento. The Fantastic Four: First Steps opens this week on the Esquire IMAX Theater 6-story screen in downtown Sacramento.
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
Set against a retro-futuristic backdrop, the Fantastic Four are faced with their most daunting challenge, defending Earth from a ravenous space god. Get your reserved seats today at IMAX.com/Sacramento.
I herald his beginning.
The best theater to experience the Fantastic Four: First Steps is on the largest screen in Sacramento, the Esquire IMAX Theater.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
It's funny. It was just, about 2 weeks ago at Ozzy and Friends had their big concert in Birmingham, which made his passing yesterday that much more lump in the throaty, if you will. And I watched it, mainly Ozzy's performance. And let's just be honest, Ozzy was fighting through what we now know is the end of Parkinson's. And as you know, my father's father, my grandpa on my dad's side, when I was 8 years old, moved in with us for his last 3 years of his life and passed from Parkinson's. And I saw him go from a tremor, a pretty decent tremor when he would sit, to the later throes. Anyone who's ever had a family member pass of Parkinson's understands that it is not the most dignified way to go. So for Ozzy to go up there in the last throes of Parkinson's and of his life, and watching, I couldn't help but, and I think a lot of people felt this way. It's okay to say it. You're watching it, and I was emotional watching it, because it did feel like, if this truly was him saying, this was it, this is the last time you're going to see Ozzy Osbourne. I don't think anybody thought he was going to pass 2 weeks later, but you felt like this was not one of those jive goodbye tours. This was a, guys, I'm doing one more thing. And from a purely artistic standpoint, it was terrible. His voice was a shell of what it was. He couldn't hit notes. He was out of breath. From a purely artistic standpoint, it was not a great performance. But from an emotional standpoint, and understand what he was fighting through to have that one last moment with his fans, not just in Birmingham or around the world, it was, I don't want to call it heroic. Heroic is, people save people from fires and stuff. Like, that's heroic, but it was just the guts to say, hey, I am secure enough with who I am and what my legacy is that I'm afraid to go out and be vulnerable and not be the great Ozzy Osbourne, and to be incredibly fallible and to have my voice crack because I want to have this connection one last time to pay back the fans for all they've given me. I thought it was amazing at the time, and then him passing yesterday. And when he was the most emotional part of the performance was his performance, I think, of Mama, I'm Coming Home, because of, in a sense, the lyrics and the subject matter, as well as the song itself. If you get a chance, go watch a clip of that if you haven't already. They're all over online, even more after yesterday. And you see people in the audience in tears singing along with him, because I've said it before, I'll say it again. When somebody like that passes away, it's two types of pain. It's one, none of you and I didn't know Ozzy Osbourne. We didn't hang out with him. He wasn't our friend or a grandpa or something like that. It's two things. It's the connection you had to that person growing up in your youth, and it's also confronting yourself with your own mortality. And as you see these heroes of your life, whether it's athletic, whether it's musical, whatever it may be, as they leave this earth, it reminds you that we are all mortal. Even the giants, even the Prince of Darkness himself is mortal, and it just reminds you that time is a thief, and that Father Time is 100% undefeated. He is the undisputed champion of that. So we'll continue to honor Ozzy Osbourne throughout the day. In the meantime, we do have breaking news.
When it breaks,
We have it first.
it's Sacktown Sports breaking news.
Yeah, this one's strange, guys. ESPN is reportedly nearing a deal, according to awfulannouncing.com, and Ben Axelrod on the report, along with several others. The Athletics' Andrew Marchand, they're aggregating it from Andrew, so let me give Andrew credit, and the Athletic. ESPN is reportedly nearing a deal to acquire the NFL Network and the Red Zone channel. Now, I don't like this headline. I'm going to read you the headline exactly as it is on Awful Announcing. ESPN reportedly nearing deal to potentially acquire NFL. I mean, how much more are you going to couch it, dude? Look, if it's out and if these guys are reporting it, it's almost certainly going to happen, although they put about 7 disclaimers in there. This is really, really strange. On the surface, it all makes sense. ESPN is a giant of sports broadcasting. The NFL is, as we said earlier, of course, the undisputed champion of United States athletics and leagues. Okay, great merger, and a lot of different things you can do there. Back in 1987, ESPN acquired 8 NFL regular season Sunday night games and the Pro Bowl. ESPN, which was still kind of an up-and-coming network, 8 years old at the time. You know what they paid the NFL, Chris, for the first edition of Sunday Night Football? That's 8 games in the regular season on Sunday night, and the Pro Bowl. You know what they paid per season for it?
I'm going to say $50 million.
Chris, I'm going to give you a big gold star and a fake $100 bill. $51 million. Well done per season.
I did read that ESPN book, which is absolutely insane.
It's $51 million per season for a 3-year deal. And I think anyone old enough will remember at the time, that was like, oh my God. Well, they're now close to acquiring NFL Media, which is actually what it's called. I think they're looking at somewhere around $2 billion. NFL Network, I think, was launched in 2003, is what it said.
Is it weird that sounds low?
No, it's not. It's not. It actually sounds like, I imagine there are some other things involved. I don't know if it's Disney stock. I don't know what else is offered under the table there, but so ESPN's about to make its programming available in a direct-to-consumer. A lot of these, let's call it a la carte, where you don't have to have, you're going to have some sort of generally even if you've cut the cord, which I did a long time ago, you cut the cord, but you kind of don't. Like I either have a Roku TV or I have an Amazon Fire Stick. I've long since not been in the world of Comcast and DirecTV and all of that. But everybody, for the most part, generally has your foundational network broadcasting. So in my case, it was PlayStation View, then PlayStation View went bye-bye, and then it became now YouTube TV. And YouTube TV, I think when I first got it, was like $30 a month. I want to say it's now like $100 a month or $80. It's something crazy. And then on top of that, you know, I have ESPN Plus, but it's a bundle because I get ESPN Plus and Hulu and Disney Channel all in one. And then if you want HBO, you guys know the drill. Well, ESPN's now looking to do a direct where, hey, you don't even have to have YouTube TV. You buy this and you're going to get all of our stuff. And they're pricing it at $30 a month, $29.99. The idea here, I imagine, would be that now ESPN can include in there. I don't know if it's going to be an add-on or not. I hope it's not. The NFL Network programming, which includes a few games per season. I think 7 regular season games that are on NFL Network. But really, I think the crown jewel there, at least that I care about the most, is the Red Zone channel, hosted by Scott Hansen, which would be huge for their app. Let's just be honest. I mean, when I don't know how other people work. Everybody has their own habits. But when I watch the NFL, I watch the 49ers in their entirety, Sunday night and Monday Night Football in their entirety. But at 10 a.m., I got Red Zone channel on. And there is no better way to consume a sport of any type, in my opinion. There is nothing more fun than watching the NFL Red Zone channel. And so when I go in everybody's got 2 screens now, whether you have 2 TVs or you have a TV in your phone or a TV in a tablet, whatever. I don't think having 2 screens is, Daddy Warbucks room anymore. I think it's pretty easy to have 2 screens. So when the Niners come on, I throw the Red Zone channel on the other screen, turn mute that, and then I'm watching the Niner game. And I think most people kind of mirror that if you do have that service. And with YouTube right now, I can get I don't do the NFL Sunday Ticket because all my team's games are broadcast. Obviously, if you're a Bears fan or something, you're going to do Sunday Ticket likely. But YouTube TV, I think it's $10 a month for the package that includes Red Zone channel. That's all I need. I don't need the NFL package for $300-400 a month. Just give me Red Zone for $10 a month, which is what, $60 for the year about if you do the whole season, maybe $50. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but they damn well better not touch the Red Zone channel or Scott Hansen. We already had to deal with Andrew Siciliano going bye-bye on the DirecTV version, which I loved as well. So stay tuned on that. We'll keep you posted, but I don't know if that's going to take place and start this season or, we're getting really, really close. But that's very interesting. Yeah. And oh, by the way, we haven't even gotten into, which we will later, because we just got this news about the journalistic implications of this as well. But one thing's for sure about ESPN with their standalone service, they are driving towards being a one-stop shop for everything. Much like if you're driving a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep or Ram, you're in a good spot. Right now, the Hoblet Employee Pricing Plus sales event is going on. You can get the family wherever you need to get them. Now, we often talk about Rams. Let's talk about Jeeps. You can save up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs, by the way, the electric ones. With the gas tax having gone up this month, that means you save even more at the pump with one of America's favorite hybrids. Now, they also got, as I tell you, the certified pre-owned Super Center. Not only are they your one-stop shop for new Ram trucks, they are your pre-owned truck superstore. Right now, over 100 quality pre-owned trucks in stock. So whatever truck you're looking for, your perfect ride's waiting at Hoblet. Diesels, lifted trucks, 4x4s, Hemis, heavy duties, all waiting for you. I've bought a used car from Hoblet. It's a great deal. They take care of those cars and make sure you've got a fully fine and functioning vehicle at a wonderful price. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory, new and used, at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet Period. We'll take a break top of the hour. Next, 3 for Madness. We'll focus on the NFL training camp open. Don't forget Sean Cunningham joining us at 8 a.m. What are you looking for out of your training camp? We got a few other questions for you. 3 for Madness next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/delivery for more details.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Summer's flying by, and that back-to-school checklist, it's growing fast. New backpack? Check. School supplies? Check. Dentist appointment? Let's fix that. Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics is making it easy to cross dental checkups off your summer list fast, with priority scheduling for new patients and kid-friendly care that makes them smile. It's one less thing to worry about before fall. Call now or book online at kidscaredental.com. That's kidscaredental.com, because healthy smiles should be the easiest thing to check off your summer list.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kip Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kip Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Coming up in an hour, Sean Cunningham and KCRA3 will give us some Summer League wrap. Also, we'll get back to, we had that breaking news about the Red Zone and NFL media in the last segment. We'll get to the Summer League stuff a little bit later. Training camps are open in the NFL. And because we are so thirsty, not just for sport, but for the NFL in particular, we're going to overcover it. Also, trying to get down to training camp at some point as well. Dwayne wants to know if anyone wants to join the 1140 Chat Fantasy Football League. Should get in there. Every year, I think remember, Chris, when we used to do the Pick'em League?
Yes.
Let's do something like, I always say that every year, but we really should get, and that was simple. Do they still have the confidence leagues where, like, if there's 12 games?
I think so.
Yeah, where you put, like, okay, I'm going to put 12 points on this game all the way down to 1 point.
I think that's the better of the.
I agree.
Of the ones.
I mean, I think that's the best. The second best is when you do it versus the betting lines. And then the third is, just pick the winner, the one we
The one I hate is that one, the Survivor League.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm never happy during it.
I'm with you, dude. It's stressful. And if you don't know what a Survivor League is, it's very simple. Every week you pick a winner. No lines, no nothing. It's just, hey, Detroit versus Chicago. I pick Detroit. If Detroit wins, you survive. But you can't pick Detroit again the rest of the season. And on and on and on. Once you pick a team, you can't pick them the rest of the year.
And you're constantly looking ahead of, okay, can't use this team because they're going to be facing this team.
That's right. And I think we've been doing it. Our engineer runs that. I think he's been doing it for at least 10 years.
Something like that.
I don't think we've ever had. Has it ever gone to the end? We've had a lot of people.
We had one. It was a super weird one where, like, there were some huge upsets. And it was one guy who picked one team. I want to say the whole thing was over in like 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
To where, like, we started again.
I do remember starting again. I think that might have happened a couple of times, but I don't think it's ever gone like to the end of the season. And
no,
yeah, we always get a champion at some point. 3 for Madness, please. Question 1.
What do you look for in NFL training camp?
Honestly, dude, not anyone getting injured. That truly not getting injured.
That and the people that were injured
coming back. Yeah. So, for example, Brandon Ayuk, John Lynch said yesterday, I think the quote was something like, he was emphatic. He was like, he's not even close to having any sort of a concrete timeline in his return. And John sometimes is a little hyperbolic, but he ain't going to be there for week 1. We know that. We can imagine that. Secondly, Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, they've been deemed fully healthy and ready to go. They will participate in training camp. Now, obviously, they're going to Trent Williams and Christian McCaffrey's training camp participation is going to be a lot different than that third-year guy vying for a job. I'm sure it will be tailored, especially for Trent. It'll be tailored to his needs. Me personally, honest to God, with guys like McCaffrey and Trent Williams, there's a reason why I'm not in an NFL front office. I understand that, but I would love to have somebody like John Lynch on the show and say, John, I'm just going to throw this out you. I know this sounds stupid, but can you explain to me why Trent Williams' training camp does not consist entirely of cardio? Just running on a treadmill, doing different flexibility exercises, and absolutely not one time in any situation is Trent Williams going to be going against real competition in camp with somebody full force trying to get by him. Like, I feel like at this point, Trent Williams absolutely knows how to protect the quarterback. I understand he's aging, but he's not going to forget it. And oh, by the way, if he's a little rusty for half of game 1, fine. I'd rather have that than Trent Williams re-injured his ankle trying to block rookie Fleeber McGeeber from getting to the quarterback, and he's questionable. Like, dude, what are we doing? Russ says he would love to join the league, but he got booted after year 1, and he doesn't know why he got booted. I don't know either, but I got to think there's a reason. Yeah. Why did Russ get booted from the league? Was it just random? He couldn't have been anything Russ did or said. Question 2, please.
Question 2.
Which is your favorite, NFL or NBA camp for spring training?
Yeah, so I wrote this question because I don't know. I really, of all the things in the show today, this is the one that has me a little perplexed. I'll tell you why. I think spring training is the coolest, man. Like, it's an experience if you've ever been there. Not to mention, you got up and coming. You want to see how these new AAA rookies are doing, guys that had a cup of coffee last year. Like, it's probably the most useful. But NFL training camp in some ways is the most exciting to me, and I fully admit part of it is the very first glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel. That summer is going away, and eventually the Hall of Fame game's going to be in a week or two. Then you got Hard Knocks. College football is going to be right around the corner, end of next month, and then you slide into the greatest time of year. So I admit that although NFL training camp might be the most exciting, 90% of the reason has nothing to do with the training camp itself. It's about what I know is coming. It's like a kid at Christmas. But NBA camp also could be my favorite because, let's be honest, Sacramento Kings. And every year we go into training camp undefeated. And every year we've got a rookie, or in this case, rookies, that we want to see how they work and seeing the guys back and having conversations and Doug Christie and all the coverage we're going to have here. Yes, a lot of my preferences very much have to do with how it affects the job in the show. That's just part of life. I do this show for 4 hours a day. I'm awake for probably 20 hours a day. So that means 1/5 of my life during the week is spent talking about sports. Yeah, I'm going to be swayed a little bit by things that make this job more interesting. So my answer, Chris, is I don't have an answer even now. I can't tell you because all three of those have their own preferences. If I had to get rid of one, it would be spring training, even though it's probably the most useful because, again, much like NFL training camp shows me there's a light at the end of the tunnel, when MLB training camp or spring training shows up, that's the continuation. I won't say the start. That is a continuation of my spiral into a depression, knowing that pretty soon everything's going to go away and we're going to be doing shows like we do today. I don't know if you want. I thought you were going to say something.
I would say I would like the NBA training camp, and not really because of the stuff coming out of that, just because of the time of the year. It's like end of September, early October.
Yes.
We've got football back. Baseball is finally getting exciting. And we are getting basketball soon.
And we're undefeated.
Yes.
From the 209, I have a Lieber rookie card, prismatic box set edition. Hey, it's worth a lot. Also, just an update, by the way. Russ says, I literally didn't talk to anyone. I just set my lineup every week. Chris Verlad, do you believe that? I guess I'd have to ask this. Was anybody else summarily booted out of our league, or was it just Russ? Because if it's just Russ, come on, dude. You did something stupid.
Did you say something on the chat?
Did you say something in the chat? Did you say something
separate from
something? Come on, man. Hey, Aaron's still in it. Question 3.
Question 3.
When do you generally start your NFL fantasy league?
I'll tell you when I do, and I've reached out to Dave Richard. Maybe we'll get him on today or tomorrow. But noted NFL fantasy guru, who, well, I guess we haven't officially made a deal, but should be available to us again this year for, I want to say, his 14th, 13th year with us. Sheesh.
I paid my taxes.
Hey, Sharon. Opening day in the NFL is a Thursday. It's one game, and then the full slate starts 2 days later. In my opinion, anyone that does not do their fantasy football draft no earlier than the previous weekend is a serial killer. Here's what I mean, in case that wasn't clear enough, because I feel like it wasn't. The NFL opens on a Thursday. Your draft should be no earlier than the previous Saturday, Friday. I'll allow for, because I forget when camps officially wrap, but let me make it easy. Between the time that training camp wraps up and there is no more training camp, no more preseason games, and the day of the NFL opening day on Thursday. Now I will tell you, I'm in 3 fantasy football leagues. One of them, thankfully not all 3 of them, one of them has their draft the afternoon of that Thursday. You're literally hours before the first game. The other 2 happen on the weekend prior because it's the NFL, dude. And there's injuries and there's last second job changes and there's so much stuff that can go in. I see people doing their drafts in August.
That's dumb.
I don't understand. They're like, well, it's just part of the game, you know. Awesome. Because inevitably, every year, including this year, I hope not, but I guarantee you it'll happen. Somebody that should have been picked or would have been picked in the top 10, maybe top 20, suffers either an injury that keeps them out for a large chunk of the season or the entire season. And there's nothing more fun. Look, even if it doesn't happen to me, Chris, if you and I are in a fantasy football league and we drafted 2 weeks before the start of the season and you had Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry goes down with an ACL and he's out for the year, you're screwed. I as your competitor, I don't want that. That's dumb. I feel bad for you, but also I don't want that. That's stupid.
It depends on who in the group.
I understand. That's true. No, man, if you're in a league in which your draft is earlier than training camp ending, you need to have a conversation with the commissioner and just be like, dude, what are you doing? It's just a public service announcement from us. It's incredible. It's incredibly stupid.
The one thing I don't like is in one of ours, we do it on Labor Day. Every single for over 10 years it's been Labor Day, and there are a couple of guys in the group is just like, wait, when is it? When is the draft going to be? I can't do that. Right. It's just like, it hasn't changed.
Well, and we used to do one on Labor Day. The problem is we got tired of doing it on Labor Day because inevitably someone's gone. Here's what I don't like. I don't like people auto drafting. I still like it. Now, look, if you set your queue up and you take the time to put, 40, 50 players in okay, that's better. And that's better than them dropping out or not being there. But first off, fantasy football has changed so much, dude. And I'm not just talking about the websites that offer it and the rules and the one of the big reasons I used to love fantasy football, and there's one of the leagues I'm in, my legacy league, as we always call it. I'm in with a bunch of friends of mine from high school and shortly after. We're talking a long time here. And one of the things that I loved, my favorite part of the fantasy football league was the draft. And I would oftentimes, myself or a couple other guys, we ended up having it at my house every year. And it was like I'd barbecue something. We'd all eat. We'd sit around the table with our, first it was just with our Beckett fantasy football rankings. And then that would graduate. Somebody brought a laptop one year. Whatever.
Look at this nerd.
Yeah, what a nerd. And then next thing you know, everyone's got a laptop or an iPad or, their phone or everyone's locked in. And y'all sit around the table. And you have these conversations during the draft that if they were recorded, you say about 700 things that would end your career. And, everyone has those friends that they've known since school. And part of the relationship is just brutalizing each other. I've told you before about my buddy Colin who had testicular cancer. The amount of cancer jokes we would throw at him on a regular basis. As a matter of fact, I'll never forget our other buddy Timmy. You don't say this stuff on the air, you idiot. Okay, not Timmy. Well, let's call him Billy, but it was really Timmy. Everyone's experienced that thing where you have a guy you want to pick in the 4th or 5th round, and the guy before you picks the guy you wanted to pick. Okay. So Colin did this to Timmy 2 rounds in a row. And then the pick comes up again, and Timmy's already bitched about this. And then Colin's pick comes up. He does it a 3rd time in a row to the point where Tim actually, he goes, I'm going to write down who I want to pick. If you such and such do this again, blah, blah, blah. He writes it down. Colin does the pick. Timmy slams his hand on the table, shows everybody all this, and just turns to Colin and goes, dude, isn't it time for you to get cancer again? And you're like, oh my God. But guess what? We all laugh because Colin wanted to be treated normally. He's going through chemo. We're all busting his chops. That to me is, that's so much part of the joy of fantasy football. It's, yeah, the football's fun. Yeah, there's a show angle because it makes me care about the Lions and Browns game on Sunday, and so I can talk about it if it happens. But it's about, we also had this year, Chris, where somebody made a really compelling case, and I bought in. Big fan of logic. A very compelling case that we do.
Yeah, he's all right. He's the best driver.
Their whole thing was, I want to do away with team versus team. Okay, so Chris, you and me playing each other, let's not do that, because how many times a year am I playing you and I outscore you, but you had the 2nd most points in the league, and that's garbage, and maybe you had the 2nd best team in the league. Anyways.
There's always 2 teams every year. One that just lucks out and is just like top of the leaderboard.
Yes.
And barely has like half the points, or the other where you are just getting beat by the best week every single week.
So his idea was, guys, let's make this the most fair. Let's just start our teams and play them. And you know who wins first place? Whoever scores the most points. You know who wins second place? Whoever scores the 2nd most points. And all week, there was no head-to-head. It was just simply play your teams. The standings would be updated based on total points. And at the end of the year, whoever... And guess what? There is zero argument that is the most fair way to do fantasy football. The team with the most points scored at the end of the season has the best fantasy football team. That is inarguable. But it's nowhere near as fun. We did that one year and went, God, this sucks. Yeah, sure. Billy won the league. He had the most points. But gone were the texts. The week. Oh, I got you this week.
That's when I just find out who I've got and just trash talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if I'm like 10th place.
Absolutely. Then you're a spoiler. You're trash talking them all week long. Then the games are on. What the quarterback throws 3 picks, or your guy whatever. You're sending them little live updates. There, you're going back and forth. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You got to have the head-to-head. But it's the drafts themselves, because in a lot of cases, and I know people of a certain age will get this more than others. As you get, look, dude, when you're in your teens and especially in your 20s, like you're seeing each other a couple times a week, you're going to the bar, you're doing your thing, whatever. You're seeing these guys all the time. And if somebody can't go out, if you're all going out one night and I gotta stay home with a girlfriend, whatever, that guy's getting roasted, right? Okay, but then you get your career, you get your kids, you get your whatever responsibilities. And then next thing you know, look, I love my family. I love everything that's happened but in my life. But yeah, dude, I miss going out after the night show on a Wednesday night and hitting up the, Lori Shack on Greenback and partying and having fun till 2 and sleep until 11 a.m. and not having to worry about when I have to get up, because screw you, I don't have responsibilities. Well, that goes away usually. Point being, the fantasy football draft might be your one time all year you get to see these guys. In a lot of cases, it became, over the last few years where we did it in person, there were guys that I would see, Cue Ball Rob, K-Man, all the old buddies, everybody's got a nickname. I'd only see them once a year, so it was great to see them. You had your traditions. If anybody ever showed up late, we used to have a Pink Panther outfit they had to wear. And remember, you're drafting in summer, it gets hot. Now, and I know this sounds super boomer, but now it's just everybody logs on. Little thing starts. You got whatever, a minute, 2 minutes to make your pick. It's just very what do we always call, what's the word I always forget? It's what we call Levi Stadium. It's something with a hospital. It's like
sterile.
Sterile. Thank you. It's just really sterile. It's not, I miss that. I really do, to the point where, I don't know, maybe I'd love to see, maybe they have it. If they have this out there, let me know. I wonder, is there some sort of this would be kind of a cool app if it doesn't exist. What would be cool is some sort of a Zoom or Teams hybrid where you could get everybody on the screen, but also one of the screens is like the draft itself and all that stuff. So where you can kind of have a Teams version of a specialized draft, whether it's so you could you're not in person, but at least you're seeing these guys. Does Dave use all of his draft pick timer? Absolutely not, if I can help it, dude. I try to. There's nothing more annoying than the guy in your league that waits until the last 10 seconds for every pick. And you're just like, dude, it's the second round, bro. I understand the longer the draft goes, the tougher it's going to be to make your pick. But come on, man. All right, I see AC on the phone. So we're going to take a super quick break here, just a minute. When we come back, AC, hold the line. We'll get to you. 1-800-920-1140. You can text us at 916-339-1140. I just miss the energy of having everybody in the same room, everybody at the same table. I miss that. Bring it back. From the 209 junior producer question, could Chris isolate the lyric Summer, Summer, Summer from the Cars song Magic to play whenever you discuss Summer League, or would you have to pay somebody for the rights to use it? We'll throw that into our weekly meeting and discuss it.
That's a good question. Because there's a couple, because I've got this one for Scott Perry. Any way you want it, that's the way you need it. I think that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, as long as it's something quick like that, sure. Hey, listen, I want to talk to you about my friends at American Energy. I always tell you they've been around since 1981. I always tell you they got an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. But one thing I've been trying to drive home, no offense, we're not talking to Hoblet. I'm not talking about that kind of drive home in your heads, is the fact that they want to be your second opinion partner. They understand that maybe you've worked with an HVAC company in the past, or your air conditioner, your furnace, whatever it may be. Maybe you're having issues. Maybe you need a tune-up, whatever it may be. They understand that. There's a lot of them out there, and everybody says they've got the best deals. All they want is a chance to show you that they have better deals. They just want the opportunity. So here's what they're asking me to ask you. If you're either working with another company or you have something you need done and you were going to call that other company, go ahead and just simply get an estimate. All American Energy wants is the opportunity to go out. Now, don't tell them what the estimate is. They're happy to play that game. Just keep it to yourself and say, hey, here's what I need done. And then just watch as they come in lower than your other company. And by the way, if for some reason they get beat on the estimate, go with the other company. But I can almost promise you that ain't going to happen. You have an opportunity not only to save money, but work with some great people that truly do care about you and your home, not just now, but long term. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. AC, we'll get to you in a sec. We've got a lot of other things to get to as well. Don't forget Eric Church tickets coming up today as well. We'll be right back after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Fargo is only available on the smartphone versions of the Wells Fargo mobile app. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Get in on the action at Sky River Casino. With over 80 table games, the hottest slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room, you'll enjoy a casino experience on a whole new level. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hop Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sacktown Sports.
Yes, we're trying to honor Ozzy Osbourne, and we're playing his music without him singing. I understand that. That's just in case you are wondering. Forgive us, but we can't play his. Well, hold on a second. Actually, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Is there a difference between us playing this instrumental and if we were playing it with his voice as far as the copywriting and all that?
No, but with the algorithm, it takes it longer to
figure out the instrumental. So, like, we could play 5 seconds of the song with Ozzy, or we could play 30 with the instrumental, for example.
Is something like that. It's not really a set.
I got you.
In stone.
I got you. You guys know what we're trying to do, though. So. Welcome back, Carmichael Dave. Jason Ross is on vacation. We will all three be on the show for the first time in I don't know how long. Coming up Monday. I'll be in.
I think it'll be the first time this month. Yeah.
God, is that right?
I left the first week of July.
I love summer, man. Even then, we won't be all in the same studio. I'll be doing the show from New York, but we will all be on the show. And let me tell you, man, summer is one thing, but when summer is here, and this is no offense to Chris, I'm sure Jason feels the same way when I'm gone. But man, when you're missing one of the Musketeers, it's like extra cardio, if you will, for what we're trying to do. 1-800-920-1140. AC, good morning.
Hey, Dave, welcome back.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Welcome back to you. Long time no hear.
It's a good morning to reminisce. I remember driving through the campus at Sac State with my stereo blasting and Ozzy's Crazy Train coming on the stereo and traveling from speaker to speaker. Great sound.
Yeah, I mean, he was he had some classics, dude. I was thinking about this earlier, AC. At some point, we're going to play, because it's not just Ozzy solo stuff. It's also Black Sabbath, obviously, where he got to start. And I was thinking of the song Paranoid. And I was like, dude, when that came out, I want to say in 1970, like that was before my time. But I got to think that parents listening to their kids listen to Paranoid by Black Sabbath, like literally thought they were like worshiping the devil and sacrificing. Like, I can't even imagine what that sounded like back then.
I love music, and I was working this outside job with this guy. We were building a fence, and he was very upright, and he was frowning on the music we were listening to. And later on, we heard him humming at lunch the main theme to Iron Man. It was hilarious.
It's funny because whether it was his Black Sabbath work, his work with Randy Rhoads, his solo stuff later on, like there are different generations of Ozzy Osbourne. I really think he spanned 3 solid generations with relevant music. And then, as Chris said, the reality show. But, one thing about Ozzy that I thought set him apart from a lot of his contemporaries is that he played a style of music that really, honestly, you had the head of the bat thing and all the crazy rumors, some true, some not, the partying, this, that. Ozzy Osbourne, deep down inside, people are going to hate me for saying this. I always thought Ozzy Osbourne had a lot more adult contemporary to his voice than people let on. That the image versus the melodic, the hooks in his songs. This wasn't a guy that would come on and be like, "Death, Satan, rule, rah, rah, rah." Ozzy was an incredibly melodic singer.
Yeah.
And his songs were very, very, his hits, especially, even a song like Perry Mason, which has kind of a little bit of a silly, we're not talking about like death and hell and all that, but these are songs that have structure, that have hooks, choruses, bridges, the whole thing, and aren't your typical heavy stuff. But Ozzy's image made it heavy as much as anything. Yeah.
By the way, you guys are talking about the good old days of fantasy football.
Yeah.
We started a league in Sacramento in 1985, and we were relying on the newspapers for, injury reports and stuff. But the draft party at someone's house with the big sheets of paper on the wall for the 10 teams, and the guy that goes up there with the big felt marker, and everyone's looking at him, he looks back, and he writes the name down, and then someone gives him the jibe. Oh, I heard he got cut.
Right. Oh, he's injured.
There's nothing better than the jibe, and everybody, Dave, had their Street and Smiths out with all the, the top receivers and the top running backs. And it was just a great time. It was really fun.
No,
time.
you know what? And you're so right. Like that is such a forgotten part, as we said, the sterilization of fantasy football. Because you're absolutely right. Whether it was just hand drawn and you go up and you write it on the paper, or a couple of years, one of our buddies, I think we all pitched in like $2. It was like $15. They would send out this big box of stickers that were color coded and had players' last names on it. So it'd be like orange for tight end, blue for defense, whatever. And you go up on your wall or whatever you did, and you take the sticker out of the pile. You'd have them, stuff like that. But the reveal of the pick, we actually we had one guy in the league once, and he anytime it was somebody's pick, it was one of the first guys to bring his laptop. And every time it would be time for somebody would get up to walk to the wall, he'd hit a button on his laptop and it would go da-da-da-da-da-da, like the little draft sound. Like, you can't do that stuff online. It's the in person.
There was a pair of guys, and they were super. Remember, Dave? There's always someone really annoying in the football, right?
Always.
There was this pair of guys. They were twins, and they were from Pittsburgh, right? And this shows you how archaic technology was then. They would run out to their car and call someone, or I don't know how they did it, but they went out and called someone or whatever, and they would ask them about, like Pittsburgh's latest, injury report to make sure the person they were drafting wasn't, injured or something. I mean, it was just such a crazy fun time, but we had a lot of fun. And to show you how long ago it was, Elway was a top pick. Marino was a top pick.
Oh my God.
It was the good old days. And Dave, you probably have a favorite dark horse you picked that turned out to be a stud. Mine was, I picked this running back. I think his name was Barry Sanders or something like that.
That was your dark horse.
That was my, Nobody's like, who's that?
That was, dude, honestly, I don't have a dark horse like Barry Sanders, but I will tell you, I will always be indebted to Mike Shanahan, because probably my favorite pat on the back is 2 years in a row I went Mike Anderson and then Olandis Gary late round for the Broncos. And really the Olandis Gary pick, I think there might have been a Reuben Drones later on as well. But the Broncos running backs, Clinton Portis that 1 year, those carried me quite a bit. And you remember Shanahan was one of the first guys to really pioneer the who the hell's going to be the running back this year. Now, let me ask you one more thing, AC, before we go. I have this conversation every year. The one thing about fantasy football that I have trouble wrapping my head around, I've always had trouble wrapping my head around, is that the most important position in all of sports is quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have, let's say, a 12-team league, that means that 2/3 of the quarterbacks that are playing, by the way, it's not quarterback by committee. They're playing every game unless they're injured. It's not like running backs or wide receivers where they're the most important part, but we sit 2/3 of them. How do you feel about two quarterback starting lineups?
What do you mean, like two quarterbacks on a fantasy team?
I'm saying it absolutely. I'm saying so your starting lineup instead of one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, a couple of.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it because back in the day, I had a guy named Dave Craig from Seattle.
Yep.
and John Elway. And that 1 week, they had 9 touchdowns between them, right?
Right.
And I think it's because we did it with 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and 1 kicker. There was no defense.
Sure.
And basically, if you got the most points in a given week, there was 10 teams, you got 10 points. And if you split it with someone and tied with them, then you got 9.5. So it's really easy to do the scoring, you know?
Interesting.
And I like it. I like it. There was a time, though, that I got screwed by management because I had Mike Wilson as a receiver for the 49ers. And they decided to play nostalgic with Dwight Clark and sat Mike Wilson and played damn Dwight Clark for his last game.
Dude, the fact that you're talking to me about Dwight Clark screwing you in fantasy football is hilarious. I love that. I love that. Thank you, AC. Great conversation. 1-800-912-1140. Lance. Good morning, Lance.
Hey, good morning, Dave. How are you?
I'm good, man. How does it feel to have a first name that's also a verb? And a noun. That's great.
Take it or leave it.
How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm well, man. Long time no talk.
Yeah.
Just reaching out in regard to the greatest fantasy football season of all time. I mean, it was only 1 year, but EA Sports / John Madden Football, they did a promo 1 year for fantasy football, and you could have, Madden playing on your big screen TV.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it came time for the person to make their pick, the commissioner would enter that pick into the Madden football platform, and the player that you drafted would literally come running out on your big screen.
No way.
And then Madden would give the background on the player, this and that, and this. They only did it for 1 year, but it was the coolest thing ever. And I was really sad when they took that away, but I know there's probably some other diehard fantasy football fans out there that remember that. It was the coolest thing ever. They only did it for 1 year.
That is, thanks, Lance. That's so cool. I don't know how I don't know that. And also, I don't know why they don't do that again. How cool would that be? There's got to be. That's an app somebody needs to come up with. Get like, Mel Kiper or Lee Corso or, well, I mean, that's college. I get it. But whatever, where you can put in it will be able to tell the round you draft the person in, who the person is, and then you got instant, looks like Dave drafted Derrick Henry in the second round. I got to be honest, that's a huge steal. Got to wonder what everybody else is like. AI's got to be to a point where you can have these guys say stuff based on they know what other people's teams are. They're all entered in the computer. There's got to be an app for that. I'd love to have instant analysis from the AI professionals as to what my picks are and everybody. Oh, Colin really screwed the pooch on that one. Who's picking a kicker in the 4th round? Jesus, get off the stage. He's on a one-man drive towards the toilet bowl, not the Super Bowl. He's on a drive in a Hoblet vehicle. Hey, Chris. I got Hoblet here, right? Thank you.
Trying to find this Madden game.
Oh, man. Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodlands got their employee pricing plus sales event going on as we speak. They're going all in on Ram trucks this month with not just employee pricing, but huge emphasis on the plus that you can only get at Hoblet. What does that mean right now? Save up to $16,000 off MSRP on the new 2025 Ram 1500 crew cabs. How about those hard-to-find Ram heavy duties? Well, don't worry about it. If you're looking for something bigger, save up to $13,500 off MSRP on the hard-to-find brand new 2025 heavy-duty Ram 2500 and 3500s with 500 new Rams available. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's. I want to get back into this potential acquisition of the NFL Red Zone and NFL Media by ESPN from a journalistic standpoint. This is going to be interesting. We'll get to it next.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get ready for a summer surprise. It's a holiday celebration at Christmas in July with the Sacramento River Cats. Friday, July 25th at Sutter Health Park is the perfect day to enjoy holiday cheer with your family and friends. Enjoy Christmas music, themed activities, and exciting River Cats baseball action all in one place. Don't miss out on this unique summer event. Get your baseball tickets for Christmas in July at rivercats.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
You waited a lifetime for this moment. Now it's time to celebrate. The official collection. The Oklahoma City Thunder, NBA champions. Available now at NBA Store. A Fanatics experience.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait one sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying for it. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card below 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
The summer sell down is on at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $4,250 off MSRP. Every new 2025 Colorado, C71, CR2, and Trail Boss in stock. And Maida Chevy saves you $3,000 off MSRP. Every new 2025 Trax in stock. $4,250 off new Colorado. $3,000 off Trax. Exclusively at the Maida Chevy Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Current cost of Gold Star Business or ZP member not available with other offers.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app. Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Ozzy Osbourne passed away yesterday. We've been honoring his music. Here's some fun facts about him. Ozzy Osbourne was born John Michael Osbourne in Birmingham, England, December 3rd of 1948. got the nickname Ozzy during his school years. I think Ozzy Osbourne's better than John Osborne. Just saying. Like so many, was inspired to become a musician after hearing a Beatles song. The song was She Loves You when he was 14. Formed Black Sabbath in 1968, which became one of the pioneers. I mean, probably the most influential band when it comes to heavy metal. He once snorted a line of ants when he was on tour with Motley Crue. We got to get into the bat story at some point. He bit a head off a bat during a concert, but there was more to it than that.
I don't know. It sounds like you got everything.
Let me, you know what? Let me get to this other stuff, but let me, because it was 1982. It was during the Diary of a Madman tour, and a fan threw a bat onto the stage.
This is the story of the one.
Yes, this is the story of the one bat. Diary of a Madman tour, 1982, Des Moines, Iowa. Imagine just randomly going to a show in Des Moines, Iowa, and being a part of rock history. This was not planned. A teenage fan grabbed an unlucky bat, threw it on stage. They were at Community Choice Credit Union Convention Center. We've all been there. Mark Neal was a 17-year-old Ozzy Osbourne fan. He saw a dead bat, and he hurled it onto the stage. Ozzy spotted it, and he bit the head off the bat. Now, excuse me, he didn't just, this young kid didn't just find the bat. He actually, the kid, found the bat was already dead days prior. In fact, I think a couple weeks prior, and tried to keep it as a pet, actually, when it was alive. Didn't go so well. When it died, put it in the freezer. Snuck it into the concert. Threw the bat on stage. Ozzy picked it up. Again, remember, Prince of Darkness here, you know. He thought it was a prop. He thought it was a rubber toy. He picked it up and bit the head off and realized mid-bite this wasn't a rubber toy. Quote, every night for the rest of the tour, I had to find a doctor and get more rabies shots. After the concert, which he did finish that night, he made a frantic dash to get his first set of rabies shots and got injections in nearly every part of his body over the next week. Ozzy told the Des Moines Register in 2001, every single one hurt like a bastard. So even though it did actually happen, it was a joke, or it wasn't on purpose. Ozzy didn't like grab a live bat and bite the head off.
He didn't think it was a real bat.
Right.
That would be insane.
He thought it was a plastic bat.
Who hasn't accidentally bit the head off of something thinking it wasn't real?
Who amongst us? You know, he's on stage. He wants to do something cool for the crowd. And then there were like, I think, gotta remember growing up here and like he bit the head off a puppy once, and like there were all kinds of stories.
Well, I thought the one was the dove.
Yeah, I don't think he bit the head off anything else.
I think that's real.
Because that he bit the head off a dove?
Yeah, it was like it wasn't even like on stage or anything. It was like part of a like record signing deal.
Oh. Yes, Ozzy Osbourne did bite the heads off of 2 doves during a business meeting.
Yeah, not on stage. Not in front of a crowd.
What? I didn't know this story. March 27th, 1981.
When was the bat?
The bat was a year later. He and his then manager, Sharon Arden, who eventually became his wife, dropped by Epic Records' sales meeting to make nice after some rocky months with the label. The Prince of Darkness was supposed to deliver a brief speech and punctuate it by releasing 3 doves in a grand gesture of peace. Unfortunately, even by his standards, Ozzy was extremely drunk at the time and not very interested in the business that was being discussed. He later recalled pulling the stunt with the 2 doves just to shut up a publicist who was boring him. After spitting the head of the second dove on the table, Ozzy was thrown out of the building. Jesus. I mean, what's hilarious is that 5 years ago, Ozzy became a spokesman for PETA. He's not proud of the bird biting, or was not up until yesterday, his passing. He maintains he only sunk his teeth into that bat in 82 because he thought it was fake. He regretted it instantly, as we just said. I mean, anyway, people can change. Ozzy didn't bite the head off of a dove. That's right. He bit the head off of 2 doves that he had brought as a peace offering to a business meeting. Jeez. That's funny. If you haven't had an opportunity, Ozzy Osbourne put out an album a couple years ago called Ordinary Man, which has in fact, we'll play the song, or at least part of it a little bit later. It's a bit of a duet with Elton John. And it really, if you haven't heard it, it means a lot more today than it did 2 days ago. But also Ozzy in his later years was, he did some pretty fun stuff. He and Post Malone traded appearances on each other's albums. He went on Post Malone's album Hollywood's Bleeding, and did a song, actually a really good song with him. And then Post Malone came on his Ozzy's subsequent album, Ordinary Man, and did a song with him. I believe Ozzy and Post Malone's song on Post's album, the solo in there, I've never checked this, but just listening to the guitar solo, which is great. I believe Slash did the guitar solo on that as well. If you have a chance, hey, check it out. All right. Well, we had a short break here. When we return, where are we here? Oh God, we're already out. All right. KCRA Sean Cunningham will join us. We'll get his thoughts on Ozzy Osbourne Summer League wrap up, and also Niner training camp. Don't forget Eric Church tickets coming up in the next hour. Coming up right after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Whitey here, and I want to remind you, not all grills are created equal. The Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers are built different, built better, and built to last, with features other grills can't match, complete with a lifetime warranty. It's a great time to find out for yourself because Napoleon's Pro Summer Blast is on right now. Save up to $400 today on a Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Grill. Become the envy of your neighborhood. Offer ends July 31st, 2025. Visit your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply and get grilling today on your new Napoleon Prestige Pro Grill. Napoleon Stainless Steel Grills, simply the best.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
This very minute at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, you'll find fun gaming on all 52 Top Tracer screens, where golfers and newbies enjoy the fun together. Compete against friends at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, or play 9 holes on the McKenzie putting course. Enjoy the summer-long free concert schedule and visit the Hangout Eats and Drinks for wood-fired pizzas, burgers, ice cream, and more, or relax with a beverage. It's happening all summer long at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, nightly until midnight. Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week! So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers. Make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass, Chris Berlon.
All right, before we get to Sean, I had an idea during the break. I'm a dog guy. I'm not really a cat guy. Cats or whatever. Dogs, though, or, dogs. That's questionable. I have an idea for, there's 500 channels, right? I would pay $4.99 a month for this. Give people little collars for their cats, their outdoor cats that have little GoPros on them, little cameras. I just saw a clip of somebody doing that. And basically what you do is you leave the collar on the cat with the camera all day, right? And then all that footage is uploaded to some central editing bay where you get, different hours during the day of like a day in the life of Fifi. And you edit up the day's footage of the cat talking to other cats and catting around and chasing a squirrel and doing cat stuff. But from the cat point of view where you can just see like whiskers and hear the meow. I would watch that. I feel like that would be incredibly interesting and relaxing just to see a cat out catting around. And I know there's a bunch of people that are super crazy about cats, so they're going to subscribe. If only I knew somebody that worked for a major network that could make that happen. As we shift gears and talk to KCRA's Sean Cunningham, who joins us right now. Good morning, buddy.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
Would you watch cat TV?
I would, but I'd feel really bad for the person that has to edit all that footage down to at least the entertainment parts. Because, cat's just going to sit around sleeping and licking its you-know-what for a good portion of the day. So
yeah,
that's not cool. So
yeah, that's true. You can't do, you have to edit that out. And of course, everybody knows 50% of a cat's life is showing everybody their beehole. So that's not going to do anything with a collar camera on. But you're going to pay the editors. They get to watch cats all day.
True. I think there's worse job. It beats digging a ditch.
Hey, beats roofing, beats digging a ditch. There's people out there driving trucks, the backbone of America, Sean.
That's right. That's right. I could see that. I've seen some of those clips online, and I kind of like when they all get together with their other cat friends.
Yes.
And
yes.
It's like the neighborhood bar, except even some ruckus happens on the street. And
yes.
Can you see the more intimate moments of cats?
No, I don't want to see that.
Absolutely traumatizing. I think you'd have to edit that out.
Have you ever explored the science of the intimate moments with cats? It's rough, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Dude, it's them and ducks.
No, dude. Yeah, ducks. All I gotta say is this: think of Thor's lightning bolt.
Yeah. Corkscrew, right?
Yes.
How are you?
Yeah, we'll get
Good
Chris just said in my ear, get to the Niners. One more thing before we get to the Niners. I do want to publicly apologize. I will be out of, I don't know if you know this or not. I'm going to be out of town for our Naked Gun screening.
I've heard, and in our group text, poor job on you to say yes.
Yeah.
In on one day.
Like immediately.
Literally just one word text that just says yeah.
Yeah.
It was also my fault when I said Wednesday when it's a Monday.
Yeah. There's a lot of miscommunication there.
Oh, it's a Monday.
So you guys have fun without me. I mean, God forbid you wait a couple weeks till I'm back with that. Is Jason going?
We're just going to bring you in on FaceTime, and you're gonna have to just.
That's what I said in the side text.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll be 4 a.m. my time, but hey, why not? I'll wake up for it.
They will understand.
We'll see it again.
We're going to get to the Niners. Are you on the way down to Niner camp as we speak?
I am. I'm in the station vehicle with Michelle Dapper and our intern Jacob, and we're en route to what looks to be probably the coldest training camp of 49ers or any NFL team that we've ever covered, because it's a nice marine layer down here in the Bay. I think it'll probably burn off in Santa Clara, but it just unseasonable. This is like right up your alley in terms of what you like in weather.
Love it.
And just it's completely foreign to me in terms of covering NFL camps to have it this cool.
Are you in the who's driving?
Well, we have Michelle Dapper driving at the moment because
are you in the front? Are you in the front seat?
And I'm in the front seat. I'm putting my feet up at the moment.
Can you put on speaker real quick?
You want to speak with Michelle?
Just put it on speaker.
She's driving. It's going to be very difficult.
I just said just put it on speaker. Yeah, just put it on speaker.
Ahead.
Hi, guys.
Hold on. There we go.
Driving away here.
How you doing, Daps?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good. Miss you. It's been a long time. Everything good?
Everything's great. Just actually got back from Hawaii. So vacation now is over and now ready to grind.
What are you looking forward to most out of training camp today, Michelle Dapper of KCRA3?
I want some warm weather, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Boo. Are you wearing one of those like Columbia blue parkas they use for the reports? What's that jivey corner of the freeway where they always go for snow that doesn't really exist? Blue Canyon. Yes, Blue Canyon. Yes.
Canyon.
Are you wearing one of them?
I'm not wearing one of those big parka jackets. Nope.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, miss you. Don't be a stranger. Come on the show.
You too, guys.
All right. Talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Bye. All right. It's KCRA's Michelle Dapper, 2 for 1.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. Why'd you say miss you guys? It's just me. Well, I mean, it's Chris too, I guess.
Well, it's the Royal We.
Let's wrap up Summer League, shall we? You were down there because you go everywhere. On the positive,
I missed you. You were not there.
I haven't been there in years, dude.
Vegas is your town.
I hate Vegas. I hate that trip, and I hate Vegas.
I know.
I know. The only times I've ever been to Summer League is when one year, my first year when I was excited to go, and then every subsequent year when I was required to go for sponsor reasons. I would honestly rather hammer a meat thermometer through my ears than I don't enjoy walking behind a giant hairdryer, which is what Vegas feels like that time of year. But there's good basketball, there's good networking. I acknowledge that. Anything special you learned? You got a chance to sit down with some folk. What was your highlight of the trip from a King's point of view?
from a Kings, I mean, because most of my highlights were away from basketball, but from a Kings standpoint, like if you're a fan and you're looking for anything positive out of the Kings, I mean, Nique Clifford comes as advertised. I mean, I don't know about you, Dave. I didn't know anything about him. I don't spend a whole lot of time watching Colorado State basketball, but
wow, rookie.
To see his ability as plug and play, even at the summer league level, and I'm always someone that doesn't like to take too much away from summer league because that's just dangerous. But for him to be able to fit in and be able to show the ability to give the shine to teammates, be able to be just a playmaker, kind of a two-way player. Defensively, he's obviously elite as a rebounder. There's just so many boxes that he checks in terms of what he can bring to the NBA level, whether he's a rotational piece or even beyond that. So it's hard not to get excited and see how he can fit in with a team that could certainly utilize a lot of his skill level. But I think one of the things that's instantly just noticeable about Nique Clifford is just his personality. Like, I think I kind of get from a media standpoint, when Tyrese Halliburton was drafted, he was an instant Hall of Famer from a media standpoint, right?
You're right.
Nique Clifford might be in the conversation. He's probably not the Tyrese Halliburton type, but from a personality standpoint, especially coupled with that of like Max Reynaud and just his personality, like you got two guys that are just instantly likable, man. Just incredibly smart, incredibly personable. So they're checking boxes in that standpoint. Guys who can fit in, guys who have personality and can bring something to a locker room standpoint. And selfishly, as a media member, they're going to be just incredibly enjoyable to interact with. Now, that doesn't mean they can play basketball, but at least in Nique's case, I think he brings a skill set that can help out on day one, especially for a team that can utilize some of his skill set. But that to me was instantly the thing that just leapt off the page, and hopefully that trickles into training camp.
Sean Cunningham at KCRA3 joining us. He's on the way to cover Niner training camp, which we'll get to in a second, along with his colleague and our friend Michelle Dapper. I'm glad you brought that up because, Sean, you and I have been covering this team and been around this business long enough to know I've been fighting my internals when it comes to Summer League because not only did Nique Clifford look fantastic, ESPN even had him rated ahead of Cooper Flagg as far as the tournament went, first team Summer League. I also, obviously, Max Reynaud, not just his ability to hit the three, his ability to be active in the defensive passing lanes, but also, there was an entry pass he had one-handed from the top of the key. There were just some things he did that were phenomenal. So on one hand, I want to get excited. On the other hand, and you and I both know this, when you look at the highest rate, there's a list of the highest rated players in Summer League, and I want to say the average age was 24. And the Kings, whether it was Davion Mitchell, who was a senior, obviously this year they draft two seniors in Clifford and Reynaud. We've seen this time and time again, when you have older players, 22, 23 years old in Summer League, these 18, 19-year-old players, the lottery picks, they're not grown men yet. They're still kids, and they still have a lot of work to do with their bodies, with their weight, et cetera. These guys like Clifford and Reynaud and others, Isaac Jones, for example, these are maybe not all the way there yet, but they're closer to grown men. We see them perform well in Summer League, and then when they hit, when they start going up against Draymond Green and Nikola Jokic and the big boys, it tells a whole story. That being said, do you feel like some of this is going to be able to translate into the NBA? You feel confident with these guys, or at least with Clifford?
Yeah, I mean, with Clifford for sure. I mean, you just look at the way he rebounds, looks to push, having a playmaking ability from a either a two guard or a small forward standpoint. I mean, there's moments where I'm not trying to compare him to Scottie Pippen or Grant Hill, but two guys who acted like point guards with size, who could also be two-way players and rebound the ball so well. You can see so many of the comparisons of Josh Hart. You can see, why people have been high on him. Now, he didn't struggle with his shot. He may have gotten criticized by Summer League head coach Depeche Mystery for not being too aggressive early on, especially in that first and second game. But he would argue, as did I, after going back and having to sit through something I never like to do, which is sit through a second watch of a Summer League game, but realizing that it wasn't that he wasn't aggressive. Like, he recognized, especially in the first quarter of that first game against Orlando, that Maxime Reynaud was on a heater. I mean, he was absolutely carrying the team offensively. And then you fast forward to the second game against the Bulls, where Devin Carter, I think he missed 2 shots the entire game. It was like 11 to 13. He recognized the moment from his teammates, and he likes to be able to set up his teammates. And I think one of the things that makes him so unique is, and no pun intended, I mean, with his name, but like he absolutely is unselfish. And maybe that's because he was brought up as a prototypical point guard in such as his youth, as opposed to and then having to, segue more to a wing player. But he absolutely has that DNA of being a point guard so early on in his lineage that I feel like that translates so well, especially, you've seen it, Dave, and you made a good point, like in terms of some of these young players. I don't think anyone's going to go out there and necessarily, based off Summer League, redraft Nique Clifford and put him in the lottery as opposed to him dropping into the 20s. But sometimes guys can be products of their environment. And I kind of think of Devin Carter is a good example of that. He's so buried on this depth chart and doesn't really have a defined position. Whereas somebody like Nique Clifford can come in with what's around him and contribute right away because of what's around him and having the ability to possibly play 3 positions, but certainly plug and play at least 2 positions. And like I said, that skill set is going to be so invaluable for them. It doesn't mean it translates to camp. I mean, certainly this is a player who struggled after talking to some of his coaches and so many people around him. It's pretty well documented what happened with him in Colorado and just him having to battle confidence. And he puts in that, that whole alter ego of mask on and becoming a different player on the court. He had to learn how to do that. And I think, to your point, being a player that's longer in the tooth, this will benefit him. And I think hopefully some of those confidence issues are beyond him. Summer League certainly isn't NBA basketball by any stretch of the imagination, but you can certainly see that if he has a confidence to him and he's given the opportunity, that good things certainly come with the evolution of him as a player.
Sean Cunningham joining us. Sean, from a media standpoint, we've talked about a little bit on the show, with a new regime comes, like you mentioned, Nique Clifford's dealings with the media, a new regime when it comes to the front office, you get different dealings with the media. Scott Perry's been phenomenal to us so far. I know you've got a relationship with him as well, but we've seen some interesting things happen this summer that have kind of, I don't know. They've just kind of stumped me. They're not normal. Like the Jonathan Kuminga deal, some of the things that were obviously sourced by very reputable and respected journalists here locally as well as nationally, but then you turn around and you're getting different messages from the base, or at least the sources I know I'm dealing with and you're dealing with. Have you given any thought as to what's going on? Is that just a media thing? Is there multiple things happening? I know I'm kind of curveballing you here, but I also know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's certainly, any journalist, there's the responsibility to vet out a lot of the chatter and the noise that's out there. And certainly conversations are happening a lot. And I think Scott Perry isn't all too different from Monty McNair and the Wes Wilcox regime in the sense that they want to know the market value of all their players, and they're going to have conversations that's ultimately driven to make this team better. And I think when you're a team like the Kings, who, let's face it, they're not good or very just mediocre, I think that's being a more kind way of saying it, you're going to do your due diligence, and you want to know what the market value is for every player on your team. That said, I think they've identified things that they would like to do, but I feel like they're in a position, and I think Scott Perry has almost said as much, where making the moves that you'd like to make to ultimately bring in talent to make your team better, saying goodbye to some of those pieces doesn't necessarily make you better in the now. And I think that's a battle that they're constantly having to wrestle with, which is they don't want to do a full reset. They don't want to do a rebuild. I know that's like a 4-letter word for that organization, but can you retool and compete? And I feel like there is a genuine curiosity with what is existing on this team from a talent standpoint to see what it looks like with a prototypical point guard in the likes of Dennis Schroeder, somebody who can approach the game as a distributor, as a playmaker, but also somebody who is trying to set up so many of these talented scoring pieces on the team. I think that is genuinely a curiosity that they have, is how it can all fit. And knowing that, saying goodbye to maybe some of these pieces that has been rumored about to make yourself better. Well, I always say it takes two to tango, and in this case, in the NBA, with all these aprons and this new collective bargaining agreement, you almost need 3 or 4 teams to make some of these things work. And so, I feel like they're going to have constant conversations. I think Scott Perry is going to be very transparent with his players about that, but also being fully capable and comfortable with the fact that they can, quote unquote, run it back with what they have, with some pieces that they feel can help the now and help some of these pieces, to where if they have to make a trigger move, be it before the midseason trade deadline or even upwards of next season, like, it's never fully done. So it's always constantly evolving the team. So I feel like he's going to leave no stone unturned, but it'll be interesting to see when and if he pulls that trigger, what that move looks like, because I think, right now they're trying to address opportunities to get better, but also they have a roster that they have to fill out. So some of these questions and obviously staying under luxury tax and some of these decisions that have taken place might be frustrating, but certainly they're all, you understand what they're trying to do, and that's remain under the luxury tax, because let's face it, no team should go into the luxury tax, especially if you're battling with a play-in tournament record, if you will. You're not a top 5 team in the West. So if you're in the luxury tax when you're around the 7, 8, 9, 10 seeds, that's just irresponsible.
One last thing on the Kings before we switch to Niners. Would it be fair to say, yes or no, that the big storyline when it comes to the depth chart with the Sacramento Kings in the offseason is they need a true point guard, the Dennis Schroeder thing and all that? That's probably been the number one thing, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And Scott made it. He slipped on the first broadcast by saying, he was asked, what does this team still need? And he went with point guard even after signing Dennis Schroeder.
Right.
And I think he might feel that could be on the roster. Maybe it's the likes of Malik Monk, who statistically comps out very similarly to what Schroeder does, and maybe even somebody like Nique Clifford who can fill in there.
They're probably not going to. I think they're still kicking the tires on Russ Westbrook too, by the way.
I agree. Yeah, and you could throw Malcolm Brogdon and whatever else in that scenario as well. But when I asked him literally a day after those conversations, that statement that he meant, thinking that he might go down that same path of saying point guard, saying what is it that this team needs, and his answer to me was time together. So it was a little bit of a pivot there. I do think they want point guard depth for sure, but certainly they're very heavy at the guard spot right now.
Well, and so I was thinking about this a couple days ago, because it has been the through line. They need a point guard. They need a point guard. They need a point guard. Okay, fine. Even though you've got pseudo point, Malik Monk, Schroeder now, Devin Carter, you've got Nique Clifford, Keon Ellis, you've got guys. Oh, by the way, you have a center that averages 7 assists a game. But moving on from that, I got to be honest with you, Sean, and maybe talk me off the ledge, but I'm starting to get PTSD here from training camp last year, sitting across from Monty McNair and going, what the hell are we doing at the 4? And I don't even remember, what was it, Anthony McDaniels or Antonio, whoever the hell it was.
Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, whatever. Whoever. And I know their thought process is, well, that'll get DeRozan and Levine on the floor. We'll go with the point. We'll slide Keegan to the 4. But, dude, Keegan's not a 4. I don't think he's a 4. I've never thought he's a 3. That's where he's best set. I think we're doing this point guard stuff. And by the way, I don't think we're going to be good this year, so ultimately it doesn't matter. But, Jesus, how is the 4 not the big point of need for this team? By the way, there's no depth at the 4.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I mean, in terms of having people will say point guard, easily the most important position in basketball. But in NBA basketball, having a stretch 4 that's also offers some rim protection is not only a unicorn. You could argue that it might be more important because it's so much. It's literally been that mythical unicorn that you cannot find for your team, especially with the pieces that you have around it. And if you're going to have somebody like Domantas Sabonis, finding that unicorn is almost paramount compared to the point. And to hear that you need a starting point guard as well, like finding those two things is almost impossible. So completely agree with you. And, obviously, shooting is at a premium and having Doug McDermott back, that's nice and all, but we're talking very end of the bench type roles. I mean, I don't, with respect to Doug McDermott and some of these pieces that they've added, Drew Eubanks, Dario Saric, if he's still on the team come training camp or even survives training camp, with the addition of having someone like Isaac Jones around, like these are guys that in my mind don't necessarily factor in to the rotational piece from a consistent basis. So to me, I still feel, I know they'll argue, hey, it's positionless basketball, but they very much need to define some positions on this team because you have so many combo guards and you have some players that are able to play multiple positions, but they're kind of the master of none, right? Like there's not you'd rather have somebody who's more of a defined four. And maybe what they're getting to is having Domantas Sabonis more of a defined four as opposed to a five. I know he'd prefer to play that way. I just don't think that they're built that way. Yeah. But even if Domantas Sabonis is your stretch four, he's no rim protector.
How far are you away from training camp? You still about an hour out?
Yeah, about an hour. Okay. We just passed Walnut Creek, so we'll see how things go.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah, I can do. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, so because you talked way too much, and it totally wasn't my fault. It's break time. Can I call you back in 4 minutes and we talk about camp a little bit so I don't let everybody down? Is that okay?
That you can absolutely do that.
Oh God, I love you so much. I'm going to tickle you when I see you. All right. Thank you, buddy. We'll call you in a second. It's Sean Cunningham. We'll take a break. We'll come back and I don't want to let you down. We'll get into some training camp stuff with Sean in the second part of our hour with Sean Cunningham right here on Sacktown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
A couple years ago, I was in the bathroom at the airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart. I was multitasking when I should have been focused on the job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According to Google, 7 million other multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder that right now you can get yourself a brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll last all day, along with unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words, it's tough and smart. Something to think about next time you're multitasking and the necessary. Just dial pound 250, say keyword Mike Rowe to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe to switch to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Celebrate Christmas in July with the Sacramento River Cats on Friday, July 25th at Sutter Health Park. Enjoy holiday-themed fun, exciting baseball, and special giveaways. It's a summer celebration with a festive twist. Get your tickets now at rivercats.com.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. Try the TrackMan experience, the very best technology to fit your metalwoods and irons. The new cutting-edge putter fitting studio with its $30,000 worth of technology is ready for your fitting. Hagen Oaks will help you find the best putter for your game. Hagen Oaks offers more technology, more choices, and more service. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531, 808-2531 for more.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal, you should feel better about that, or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hot Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com. The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and vocal.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Jason Ross on vacation. He'll be back next week. Filling in for him this hour, Sean Penningham at KCRA 3 in the car with Michelle Dapper, amongst others, on their way to the 49er training camp, which we'll get to. I do want to read, as we bring Sean back on, a text from the 530. You can always text us at 916-339-1140. Eric Church tickets in the next segment for you. From the 530, please stop talking about the Kings. Season's over. Summer League doesn't matter. It's literally first day of Niner camp. And how are y'all still talking about the trash-ass Kings? That being said, Sean, before we get to the Niners, I have the Law Murray's athletic preseason rankings for the NBA that just came out. Out of 30 teams in the NBA, where does the Athletic currently have the Sacramento Kings? Take a guess.
That's a fantastic question for me because I haven't seen it.
Thank you.
I'm going to say very middle of the road to low. Why don't I'll just say 20.
20. You know, Sean, I'm going to give you a gold star. We did a guessing game earlier, and Chris was one off. So are you. Leading the fourth tier of their rankings, titled Not the Tier to Fear, at number 21, the Sacramento Kings. Here's what Law Murray has to say. This is the most top-heavy team in the league that has no business being top-heavy. Let's be kind first. I'm a big fan of Nique Clifford, and he takes Laravia's spot. Don't be surprised if he's contributing early. The rest, I have concerns. Dennis Schroeder might be the new starting point guard. He takes Markelle Fultz's roster spot, but that creates a real logjam at guard with Keon Ellis returning, and that means that Devin Carter, last year's lottery pick, might be the odd man out. But none of these guards are going to touch the ball much anyways, with Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan continuing Chicago Bulls West. And then the backup big rotation is somehow even less inspiring than before. As of now, Dario Saric and Eubanks replacing Lyles and Valanciunas. If anything happens to Keegan Murray or Domantas Sabonis, the elevator plummets in the capital city. And I think Kings fans will also be overjoyed to know that the team ranked ahead of the Kings at number 20 is the San Antonio Spurs. So yeah, exactly. Quick thoughts. Hard to argue with a lot of what Law Murray just said.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the plummeting. And I'd also, I feel Law has to put out something in July that can be a tough look, considering you still have several months of offseason left. But look, I don't think this is the team I think there will be another, move or two, but agreed. I don't know that anything is going to totally happen with the core. I think that's going to be something that Doug Christie is just going to have an answer for. I was talking about how when they made the move for De'Aaron Fox, and I think you know this as much as anybody, I don't think the goal was out there to say, hey, let's pair DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine together because they were so great. I think it was strictly more of how do you get maximized talent for losing the talent that you are in De'Aaron Fox? Now, that being said, like it or not, they're still paired together.
Yeah.
And whether or not they go into the season or mid-season or wherever before they ultimately separate, like, that be damned. Like, they're just trying to get by and try to add pieces. So maximizing talent, I certainly think, is a part of that. I think there's a huge question mark with Dennis Schroeder. As much as I love his competitive nature and some of the things he brings to the team, Like, the guy's been on 5 teams in 2 years.
Yep.
And I think just what he meant to Detroit, to Brooklyn, to the Warriors, to now even Sacramento are vastly different from all different teams, meaning that I think he meant something different to all 4 of those teams. What will he mean to Sacramento? And so I think there's some genuine curiosity and some really interesting things that could lay ahead for the Kings, but I think it's really just table setter moves really to ultimately get where you want to be.
I'm going back to my my review of the De'Aaron Fox trade from last year. It seems actually still correct to this day. I'll ask your thoughts. Oops.
I mean, well, it depends on who you ask, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And in Vivek Ranadive's case,
that's right.
He thinks that Zach LaVine is the pretty girl in the room.
Yeah.
So, and there's nothing wrong with that. Certainly, he had a career year last year, but pairing him with some of the pieces that they already have, and that the way the books and contracts are what they are, it's not a vision that I necessarily share. Sure. But I understand it. If you're trying to maximize your talent get back for what you sent out at the time that you did it, more power to him, man.
You're so good at that, dude. It's not a vision I share. I got to remember that. It's not a vision I share.
I would have some thoughts.
All right. NFL training camp. Let's make that texter happy. Talk Niners. I said earlier today, with the news that both Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams are fully cleared and healthy, no contract issues, no injury issues, they're ready to go for training camp. They'll obviously have their own version of training camp, I'm sure. But Sean, if you see John Lynch today, can you run it by him? Can we just put these guys on a treadmill for an hour a day and wrap? Like, what the hell do Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams need out of training camp other than their number one goal? Don't get hurt.
Yeah, just some cardio.
Yes.
Just that's it. Nothing else. I mean, and while we're at it, I mean, you might as well do the same thing to Ricky Pearsall coming in with, this hamstring injury. He's already starting out on the PUP list. I think they're thinking maybe a week, maybe get him into pads, but I would do the same thing. I wouldn't see any of those guys in preseason. I mean, this is a team that's absolutely been plagued by injuries. You need bubble wrap, you need tape, you need handle with care, you need fragile. Put them all those little labels and just slap them on all those guys. I wouldn't practice and play any of these guys. The NFL preseason is an absolute joke. So, yeah, just get to the season, man. Get there as healthy as possible, because especially with the Niners, man, they're going to have a relatively easy schedule. I know some people call it the easiest in the league. I wouldn't go that far, but you got to play the games. But I don't want to see anything happen in preseason. In fact, your moves should be literally throwing practice squad guys out there and back end of the roster players out there for all your preseason games. Because outside Dave, I don't have any question marks in terms of what I need to see evaluation periods in preseason.
Yeah.
I have question marks in terms of the health of this team and maybe their wide receiver core, and maybe what Robert Saleh does with so many of these, new players on defense. But I don't think I'm going to get any of those answers in preseason games or practice.
No, and Brandon Ayuk, Lynch said they're nowhere near having a concrete timetable for his return. Ricky Pearsall is on the PUP list with a hamstring issue. Christian McCaffrey's back, though, and obviously age is beginning to become a factor with him. Assuming he's healthy, obviously you've got one of the best two-way backs in the game. Is there a chance, though, if you're trying to put on the red and gold glasses for Niner fans, that last year's CMC injury might pay a few dividends this year, especially with Isaac Guerrero getting some good solid minutes last year, that maybe that extra experience that backfield has will benefit them this year and really trying to just keep CMC good and good to go for the playoffs?
Yeah, 100%, but nothing to where I'm looking at anybody in that depth chart outside of CMC and thinking, well, they'll be fine if not for, like, if they lose CMC, they're done.
Yep.
You have to. Yep. They're hanging all their hopes on that, and he's such a. It's with respect, they can put so many pieces around him. He's still a bell cow. Mm-hmm. He's absolutely means everything to their offense. I know they have some talented pieces around him, but I'm encouraged by how he came out of the offseason. It was actually cool being able to catch up with him and see him in Sacramento not long ago at Foothill High School. He did one of several youth camps around the state, and I was looking at him going, man, I just saw you about 6 months ago. And I mean, really sooner than that, but at least 6 months ago in terms of in football shape and in a uniform. And to see him the way he looked at that camp out of uniform, kind of some of the work he's done is very, very encouraging. And hopefully that'll show nice things in the season coming up. But you're right. It's all about durability with him. And I mean, I don't know about you, but like just looking at the 49ers, to me, it's not McCaffrey. It's not Brock Purdy. The offensive line still has some questions. And certainly that receiver room right now with the depth, you mentioned Brandon Ayuk. I mean, that guy tore everything you can tear in a knee.
Yeah.
I just don't have confidence that he's going to be able to come back even at midseason and be this contributor. I think there's going to be such a question mark around him. And to be honest, if I'm the Niners, I'd almost be content with not seeing him suit up and play at all and just go out there and find something in free agency, somebody who's available. I mean, obviously there's been the likes of Amari Cooper rumored to the 49ers, Keenan Allen. I know Odell Beckham is out there, and that's just a wild one thought to put him in a Kyle Shanahan offense. But I think you have to do something with the receiver room, and I think you're going to pay very, very close attention to see what falls out with other teams in training camp at possibilities for what could provide some quality depth to this team.
Well, I know the hope is Ricky Pearsall, once hopefully the hamstring improves. The guy got shot his rookie year, so you can forgive him for missing a few games. But he did show some bright spots, and it would be nice for him to take some of that load. Juwan Jennings and the contract issue, but there's a guy, excuse me, it'll be very interesting to see how he develops as, if not a number one, certainly the number two. They're going to have to rely on Kittle and McCaffrey's receiving a little bit more. Equinemius St. Brown, no offense, but the two things when I think of Equinemius St. Brown is he's not his brother, number one, and number two, he's one of two currently known athletes that are active that have 5-syllable first names, the other being Eugenio Suarez. Yeah. Feel free to add a third if you think one. Thank you.
You take a bow. You're showing off.
A little bit. I would say I would be shocked, just to echo what you're saying. Not surprised, not kerfuffled. I would be fall on the floor shocked if the 49ers didn't follow through with one of those moves you talked about or something similar and bring in another name free agent receiver between now and the start of the year. I really cannot imagine they're going into this season with all the pressure they have, the relief they got on the schedule, at least on paper. I can't imagine this is their complete receiving room, and St. Brown ain't the answer.
No, it's not. And to that point, like, I don't know if you saw any of the names that they had for workouts. No, I would, with respect to those players, a lot of those, I think most NFL fans would know who they were. I was surprised at some of the tryouts that they had. Then again, Amari Cooper is not coming to the 49ers to try out. It's like you're either in or you're out, right? So, and yeah, you've got, DeMarcus Robinson, who's looking at a possible suspension from the league from a DUI case. I mean, and even him, like he's not a number one receiver. So, with respect to a lot of those players, it's what would absolutely be, especially if you're a Kyle Shanahan who really relies on so many star wide receivers and a lot of do everythings in your team. You think of going back and thinking of like Deebo Samuel and how he was a do everything guy for this team. I absolutely think that this is going to be a priority for them, but sometimes I think in their mind they have to get a couple weeks, if not all through training camp, to maybe find that guy. Obviously they want to try and do it on the cheap, but I think there's going to be certainly some potential available for them in free agency. But if you let Amari Cooper go to one of your rivals, I almost think that would almost be a cardinal sin right there.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying if it's Arizona?
Yeah. I mean, you
cardinal
have to look at cardinal sin. I mean, you look at just really any of those teams in the West. I mean, with respect, I don't look at any of those teams as. I think the NFC West is wide open, and I think there's receiver issues on almost every one of those teams.
Yep, I agree. That's Sean Cunningham, KCRA3, on his way down with our friend Michelle Dapper for KCRA's coverage of training camp. They absolutely deserve a plug for all the work that Sean's done this hour. Make sure you tune in to KCRA for all phenomenal Niner coverage as they kick off training camp. Sean, you helped me fill an hour. I'm going to kiss you on the mouth next time I see you, and always appreciate you coming on, Nipples.
Wow, lucky me. Appreciate you, buddy.
You're damn right. I'll miss you next week. Have fun at the movie and share a box of popcorn with somebody for me, okay?
Got you.
You know what I mean. I'll talk to you soon.
I definitely know what you mean.
See you, dude. Bye. That's Sean Cunningham. We're late, way late for a break as they drive down to training camp, and you drive yourself 5 minutes from the airport to go see our good friends at Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, the Employee Pricing Plus sales event going on right now. Get the family wherever you need to get them when you save up to $17,000 off MSRP on the new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs. That's the electric version. The gas tax, man, jumped up this month. That means you can save even more by not going to that pump or barely going to the pump with one of America's favorite hybrids. They also got the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Super Center, the one-stop shop for new Ram trucks, pre-owned truck superstore. That's what they are right now. Over 100 quality pre-owned trucks in stock. So whatever truck you're looking for, your perfect ride is waiting at Hoblet. Diesels, lifted trucks, 4x4s, heavies, heavy duties. They got them all waiting for you. So search, select, and save through the whole inventory, new and used at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. In honor of Sean and Michelle Dapper and our partners at KCRA, we'll take the third caller for Channel 3. Right now, we got a pair of tickets to the Eric Church Gold One Center, November 13th.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com to join.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying for it. For well-qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card below 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
There's a lot of uncertainty in the world, but one thing's for sure. You need a PC you can rely on. Whether it's for school, gaming, or whatever your next chapter holds, Lenovo.com has the tech to help you succeed. Shop PCs right now at Lenovo.com during their back-to-school sale, where students can save more when they sign up for a Lenovo education account. Free shipping, easy returns, flexible financing. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-329-2121. That's 800-329-2121.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota because your next adventure is waiting at your Toyota dealer. Get ready to tear it up and explore this summer like you mean it. Right now, get a low-cost lease on 2025 Tacoma or get $3,000 cash back on 2025 Tundra. Plus, check out the all-new 4Runner. Now's the time for those who know adventure goes off-road. Don't miss these deals. Head to your Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium ready credit. Cashback available through TMNA and cannot be combined with other offers. Offers end 8/4/25.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. I love spending a day on the golf course with invited friends, but not with uninvited mosquitoes, which can carry serious diseases like West Nile virus. Don't let mosquito bites ruin your round or your health. Stay safe while playing golf, hiking, or enjoying the outdoors with family. Defend yourself with insect repellent. For tips about your golf game, listen for Golf to Go. But for more tips on protecting yourself and your home from mosquitoes, visit fightthebite.net.
Hi, I'm Alan Stiles. Injured at work? Call Downtown. Downtown LA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they've won over $500 million in settlements. Downtown LA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call Downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, dude, for real. I saw this. This is a great stat.
In yesterday's Mariners 1-0 win, Cal Raleigh got the only run. He got a home run. He also caught 2 or fewer hit shutout.
Oh.
And he caught a dozen or more strikeouts. That has never been done in Major League Baseball.
It's so interesting when, I know that sometimes like some of these stats will be like, and there's a little bit of that here, but Cal Raleigh hit a home run in the third inning on a Wednesday on the day after a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer passed away. That's never been, they'll cherry pick these. Baseball's been around for so long, dude. Pretty much just about everything has been done. By the way, is there a scoregami for baseball? Probably not, right? But
it's got to be like 56 to right. 39.
If you don't know what we're talking about, there's scoregami for the NFL. And there are still, weirdly enough, every year, there's like 3 or 4 games in which that score has never happened in the NFL.
And it'll be like 15 to 26.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes it's weird, dude. Like, I think last year, it wasn't 35 to 10, obviously, but it was, sometimes they'll come out with these scores, and it's like, they won 44 to 26. It's like, that's never happened. Wait, what? That had to have happened. No. Hey, Russell reacted to your stat. We're giving catchers props for catching strikeouts now. Nah. That's how he talks. That's exactly how he talks. Well, if he's hot, hey, thank you, Kyle. Kyle just sent me baseball scoregami. Let me see. Somebody, and by the way, props to the nerds that put all this together too, dude. Like, so let's see. For example, there has never been a score of 23 to 8 in baseball history. Huh. There has
been a 22 to 8.
There is, yeah. Apparently also. Well, come on. It says there's never been a score of 15 to 15 either. Well, yeah, duh. I don't think there's ever been a score of 1. Well, maybe, I don't know. Do they count like rainouts and stuff? There's never been a baseball game that ended in an 18 to 15 score. I feel like that's happened. Obviously,
no way.
There has never been a 24 to 8. No, I already said that. There's never been a 23 to 0 or a 23 to 1. And it looks like the most popular score in the history of baseball, based on the darkened squares I'm looking at right now, 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 3, 3 to 2, and 5 to 4. That makes sense. All right, who's not?
Los Angeles Dodgers. They did break their losing streak, but as we said at the beginning of the show, they once again gave up a lead due to their bullpen. They've only won 3 out of their last 10 games.
Sucks. I mean, look, I don't like injuries, whatever, even if it's stupid Dodgers. Oh, I have avoided this topic like the plague, but I finally, it wasn't last night, it was a couple nights ago, and I forgot to bring it up. My daughter, who is not a sports fan, but is mere weeks away from being dropped off at USC to start her college career. She said to me, hey, I don't imagine doing this, but just so I know, am I just banned from liking the Lakers? Like, am I allowed to like other, like what if like the Dodgers or the football team, she said, because she doesn't know the football team names. And I sat her down and I very calmly said, no!
I told Jason this, you haven't heard this, but I've got a funny people that don't know sports completely throwing me with sports knowledge. So it was on my vacation. We were playing this game, Heads Up, you know, the one on your phone where
yeah. Like it's a fun game.
It is. And so the person that I was giving clues to, it came up LeBron James. And both the other people that I'm with know next to nothing about sports.
Sure.
So I said, some say the greatest basketball player in the game. And she responded with, Shrimp Detlef?
What?
To which I was thrown by that, but then the other person we were with said, no, it's Detlef Shrimp. Like my head just like...
Hold on, I have so many questions. The first of being, this person doesn't know sports.
Yes.
But they know weirdly Detlef Shrimp.
Yes. Both of them. One got the name wrong, and then she corrected.
That's so random, dude. That's so random. I mean, he has a unique name. Don't get me wrong.
But like I was just like, I didn't know what to say after that. It's like, oh, what just happened? I felt like I passed out.
You know, sometimes they'll surprise. I am oftentimes simultaneously in awe of, feel sorry for, and am jealous of people that just do not, like my daughter and my sister, just do not know anything about sports at all, other than they've gone to games with their family because we're a sports family. Sometimes I wonder if life would be better that way. Like, how much time do we spend in our lives mentally and physically on these games that ultimately have no bearing on our life other than improving, or in our case as Kings fans, spiking our moods? Like, what do we get out of it? Sometimes I look at them and I go, God, if I took all the time I spent on sports and applied it to something else, well, I wouldn't have a job. But jeez, we'll take a break.
Gonna have to go streaking next segment.
When we come back, we'll go streaking and we'll get into all kinds of other stuff. What's on deck by Trex Decking and Railing coming up. Also celebrity birthdays and a visit with Alan Stiles as usual. The final hour of the program coming up right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, daydreamer. Did we catch you thinking about your dreams? With Wells Fargo Premier, a team can help you plan for them. So let's imagine your biggest dream, not the easy one, the one behind it, the one you work towards every day and every night. Can you see it? Then we can help you plan for it. Ready to start planning for your dreams? You can at wellsfargo.com/getpremier.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, the story of Brent Rooker keeps getting better and better. Not long ago, he was with 3 different organizations before becoming a waiver claim by the A's. And now he's on pace for his 3rd straight 30-homer season. And when the best players in baseball gather in Atlanta on the 15th, Rooker will take part in his 2nd All-Star game in the last 3 years. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
The summer sell down is on at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $4,250 off MSRP. Every new 2025 Colorado C71, CR2, and Trail Boss in stock. And Maida Chevy saves you $3,000 off MSRP. Every new 2025 Trax in stock. $4,250 off new Colorado. $3,000 off Trax. Exclusively at the Maida Chevy Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Costco Gold Star Business or Tempe member, not available with other offers.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hop Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com. Get ready for Marvel's first family to hit the biggest screen in Sacramento. The Fantastic Four. First Steps opens this week on the Esquire IMAX Theater, 6-story screen in downtown Sacramento.
Please welcome the Fantastic Four.
Set against a retro-futuristic backdrop, the Fantastic Four are faced with their most daunting challenge, defending Earth from a ravenous space god. Get your reserved seats today at IMAX.com/Sacramento.
I herald his beginning.
The best theater to experience the Fantastic Four First Steps is on the largest screen in Sacramento, the Esquire IMAX Theater.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons. Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Final hour. At 17 years old, Ozzy Osbourne got caught stealing clothes. Not out of rebellion. He didn't have any. He spent 6 weeks in jail. Haunted him. He grew up very, very poor in Birmingham, England. Ozzy was the the Prince of Darkness and horror and bats and all that stuff. But he was scared to death of clowns. Couldn't handle face paint and red noses, dude. Before he was a musician, he worked in a slaughterhouse. God, imagine growing up poor in a section of Birmingham, England, working in a slaughterhouse. That'll give you some perspective. You used to get nervous.
But it smelled great.
Oh, I'll bet it smelled wonderful. Very nervous before every show. He used to say his biggest fear wasn't playing poorly, it was playing to nobody. which helps explain why he was always very, very accessible to his fans.
I don't know. After 1982, I think his biggest fear would a bat be thrown on stage.
I just don't know what it's like. What is Ozzy Osbourne's comparable? Like if we're a sports show, if we were doing sports, on one hand, you go, okay, Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones, because you think about the drug and alcohol abuse, but also Keith, maybe if Keith had a reality show, I don't know, but Ozzy carried himself in a way that was like a caricature of himself, this bumbling, fumbling, but it was endearing in a way. Like, I don't know of anyone that had a career turn in how he went from like this outlaw, drugged out, scary, controversial dude to like America's weird grandpa that everybody loved. I don't know. It was a very unique life. And Rock's had a ton of those. Still do, whether it's obviously Ozzy, whether it's Keith Richards, Tommy Lee, guys that are just known for their excess. But it's funny, I mean, funny, haha, but it was just yesterday. It was right around this time of the show, I was talking about a UFC documentary, but that conversation started with all the singers in the grunge era that have passed: Lane Staley, Chris Cornell, Scott Weiland, Kurt Cobain, of course. And Ozzy was like all of those guys in a sense, but he lived till he was in his mid-70s. I think a lot of it was, Chris, as you said earlier, seeing the reality show, which really there's never been anything like that. I did not expect the Osbournes to have a reality show.
I'm like getting this all like in my memory now. I remember my mom, she used to work for a t-shirt company, and they would do like concert shirts and stuff like that. And I remember seeing one of them, and this is why I know the pigeon story is it was Ozzy Osbourne, and on the bottom of it was like a dove's head that looks like it just got cut off. So that was my only experience with Ozzy Osbourne. And then the Osbournes came on, and like watching him, and it's just like, this is supposed to be like the devil, like incarnate
right.
on earth. What are you talking about?
Right. How do you go from the devil? He also had I think the song was called Suicide Solution. That caused a lot of controversy in the 80s. How do you go from that to being this? You watch Ozzy with his daughters yelling at him. He's chasing his cat around the backyard. His absolutely indescribable love of burritos. There's a clip out there of Ozzy Osbourne at a Chipotle watching a burrito get made, and it's like he's watching them. I'm not joking. It's like he's watching the Mona Lisa get painted.
In total awe.
In absolute, which listen, let's be honest. I'm sure if you work there, you understand the tricks of the trade, but who amongst us has not been at a Chipotle and you see all the stuff being put into this tortilla, and you have no idea how the hell they're going to wrap it up. And they managed to wrap it up in this massive cylinder of a burrito. Perfect every time. And it stays together when you eat it, maybe till the last third. And then I try it at home. And I got all the tricks. I warm the tortilla. I do all the things you're supposed to do. But I go and try to make like a tortilla of leftovers that we had the night before, some rice, some beans, some meat, whatever. And I put half of what they do in Chipotle in it, and this thing ends up pooping out the backside there. I take a bite out of it. I truly believe wrapping a burrito is one of the 7 food wonders of the world that escapes me. Number one being how to take a dough ball into a full-size pizza crust though I've tried. Yeah, it's interesting losing Ozzy Osbourne. It's not like it's not like he didn't get cheated. Let's put it that way.
I would say he got gifted.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. He did. He got gifted. He did. Ozzy Osbourne, by all accounts, should have died a long time ago. I also saw this note floating around online, which is interesting. It's a Yelp review from a guy named Kevin. Stopped into a Little Caesars just trying to get a $6 pizza. And I ended up in a full action movie. Just as I grabbed my order, this furious dude barges in yelling about how I cut him off in traffic earlier. Before I can even respond, he throws a punch. But then out of nowhere, the guy behind the counter jumps over like he's been waiting for this moment his whole life and just beats the living hell out of this guy. The guy ran off and the cashier just dusted himself off. I said, dude, are you okay? He looked me dead in the eye and he said, my man, this is Little Caesars. We're always hot and ready.
He said, my man?
No, he didn't say my man. I corrected that. 5 stars will absolutely return. Yeah, I think so. 98% chance that's not true.
No?
Well, it is the internet. Maybe it is.
Hey, should we go streaking?
Let's go streaking.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking!
All right. Well, everybody sucks except you. Going into today.
We are like the Dodgers right now. Dave, you do not have a streak. Jason does not have a streak. I have a streak of 1.
Okay.
So Jason, to get out of his funk, he went with Riley Green of the Detroit Tigers. He went 1 for 5. Got a hit. His streak goes on.
Okay.
Dave, you picked guy with the most hits in MLB, Aaron Judge.
All rise, right?
And Aaron Judge got up 3 times.
Okay, I know the Yankees won.
And 0 hits.
Okay, that's great. Yes, great.
It was great!
Yeah, great. Super grand, wonderful.
Me, on the other hand, I went with Bo Bichette, which is weird. I think I've picked him 3 times, and he hasn't got a hit all 3 times. But he's one of the hit leaders.
Yeah,
I decided to go with that.
Sure is.
Got up 5 times.
That's a lot.
He got a hit.
Okay, all right. You know what? Good for you then. Great.
So Jason, he's going to go with Jose Altuve to try and take his streak to 2.
You know what? I got to try to do something off kilter here, so I'm going to go opposite. Give me Luis Suarez. He of who, which I do not like picking.
And I got to remember who I told Jason I was picking. I'm taking Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Okay. I don't know. I saw this earlier, Chris. I don't know if this takes a cake, and maybe this is a great Mount Rushmore for some future show. There was a poodle, a Hollywood poodle, that played Queenie in The Burbs in 1989. Pink Poodle in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Ratty Poodle in Batman Returns. And Precious in Silence of the Lambs. Now, everybody knows Precious.
Really hurt, mister.
Belongs in the basket, I guess.
Give me my dog.
Oh. Who knew that poodle had such a broad life, dude? Is that the Hollywood dog king or queen?
What I hate,
I guess Benji is, but you know what I'm saying.
About that Silence of the Lambs movie is when she gets the dog to fall into the pit, and she's like, "Hey, mister, it's really hurt. You better let me out." I'm actually on the side of Buffalo Bill. Go the dog, lady.
I think we all know she wasn't going to do anything to the dog. I think she was bluffing. Let me get on the text line here. Lotion in the bathroom. From the 916, Dave, you can give up sports for politics. No, no thanks.
What I hate is that like these news channels treat politics like sports now.
Yeah, they really do.
And it's just teams, and it's just looking like they've got the countdown clock of, hey, this is going to happen, and it's really important, and how is it going to affect you? You'll find out in 3 hours.
Yeah, can't do it, dude. I was obsessed with politics growing up. Obsessed, man. Like really, really heavy into politics. Wanted to go into politics. No thanks, dude. I don't want any part of it.
Like, it should just be boring. They should just be like,
it should be so boring.
Here's money for roads that need to be built.
Here's the thing. Here's the bill being passed. Here's the bill not being passed. Like, just the whole thing, dude. It's just so bleh. You know, we got one guy in the text line, man, that just honestly needs a counselor. I'm just going to lead you through this train of thought from this person. Each one of these are individual texts. This is my guy, the angry texter. Dave, thoughts on the Mortal Kombat trailer? Dave, you can give up sports for politics. Dave, I'll split a burrito with you any day. Dave, is Ozzy Ron Artest once a tough guy who softened up and was a champion? Dave, pay attention to the text line. Here we go. Jackson Holiday, eye roll. Dave, ignoring the text line as usual. These were all sent within a 10-minute period. My man. I'm multitasking. Relax. Calm down. It's not a personal insult. I can't look at 5 screens at once all the time.
Unless you're on a plane.
Unless I'm on a plane. Thank you. Also, I can't just stop down the show and talk about the Mortal Kombat trailer. I mean, I could. Here's my thoughts on the Mortal Kombat trailer. I could not possibly care less about any of the I played the game. I do not care about the movies. Sorry. Also, Street Fighter 2 greater than signed Mortal Kombat. I said it. I said it. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Give me Ryu, Ken, and Blanca over Johnny Cage and Sonya and Scorpion. I mean, Sub-Zero is a badass. I'm not going to say there'll be no Sub-Zero slander. But no, this is not a request line, although I did think about doing that this week. About once a year, we do all request sports radio. This is the time when you can throw me a topic, and this is the time if you want me to talk about like Cal State Fullerton baseball or high school sports of any kind. I'll do my best to have a take on it. That's the one thing I look, man. I got kids. Well, had kids now. One kid. I got one kid playing basketball in high. I literally have a child playing high school sports right now. It's hard for me to gear up to care about his games. Like, I obviously do. Every once in a while, every few years, we have this initiative at the station where we want to do some high school sports thing. And I avoid it. Like, I shrink down in my seat. I try to avoid it as much as I can. Because when I say that, at least on this medium, when I say nobody cares about high school sports, that's obviously not true. Some people do. But with all respect to high school sports, like, nobody cares about it. Dude, unless you have a kid at the school or you coach there. Like, I'll just pick 2 schools I went to, so I'm not picking on any high schools. Set the screen. Yeah, thank you. I forgot. My son plays high school sports, soccer and basketball. My wife coaches. Half of my family is literally currently active in the world of high school sports. And again, could other than me being a selfish dad and husband and caring about what they do, could not care less. Like, again, I'll take two schools that I went to, Mira Loma and Rio Americano. If Mira Loma beats Rio, okay, well, that probably wouldn't happen. If Rio Americano beats Mira Loma 44-30, what the hell am I talking about, dude? A bunch of kids you don't know who scored against a bunch of kids you don't know to give this team the record that you don't care about? Here's where you talk about, in my opinion, here's where it's acceptable to talk about high school sports on a radio station like this. Number one, local team is advancing to state championships. Acceptable, of course. Number two, somebody for local team has like something insane going on. Like Brixton Jackson has averaged 44 points a game for the Casa Roble whatevers. Keep an eye on him. Absolutely. Danny Elfman threw for 7 touchdowns. Well, and apparently also sang with Oingo Boingo, but you get my point. Or 3, local athlete is either going to be a top draft pick, has been picked in the draft, or something Olympics. And obviously you can sprinkle in like, I don't know, dude. Despite only having one leg, Jenny Smith managed to win the 100-meter. Something that's human interest, something that's incredible, something that is super freaking inspirational.
7'4" freshman.
Yeah. Yes. But I have yet to find the person that's like, man, I really want some of them. I need more high school sports talk. Now, to be fair, I have had people come up to me. Multiple people come up to me. I would say over the years, I have had at least 10 people come up to me and ask why I don't talk more high school sports. That is on my kids' lives. That is, give or take 2 to 3 people. That is true. And you know what I do with each and every one of them? The first question I ask them when they ask is I go, what sport does your kid play? 100% of the time, the response is, oh, she plays soccer, or he plays football. To which I don't say this. Of course, I'm going to be polite and nice about it. But of course, no, you don't want me to talk about high school sports. You don't care about high school sports. You want me to talk about your kid. It's a perfectly understandable thing for parents. I am one of them. Is somebody sitting around going, how is Monterey Christian going to do this year in volleyball? Let's break it down. I mean, that's no offense to any of these high school sports shows and all that. That's great. But obviously there's a niche there. There's a sponsor that's incredibly interested, and, they plant it on a Friday or a Saturday night. It's not, again, I don't have anything against high school sports. Like I said, half my family is right now involved in them, but it's the same response when, what did I get yesterday? Oh, we were talking about the WNBA. And I had somebody chide me on the text line and be like, the problem with the WNBA is not, excuse me, not enough people are talking about it. You should be talking about it more. And I always answer the same way, dude. I would talk about Chris Verlaud scratching his behind if it got interest from the audience, a phone call here and there, and people were passionate about how he scratched his butt. Trust me, in the summertime, especially when you are filling 4 hours of content a day, I will talk about the thing that you want to talk about. But where are you? I've said this for years, dude. I'm just picking on the WNBA now. It could be anything. Seriously, it could be any whatever sport.
Hockey.
Thank you. There you go. That's less controversial. Thank you for bailing me out. As a matter of fact, when I play golf on Monday, my buddy is a massive San Jose Sharks fan. And he told me to talk about whoever their new rookie is, and then the rookie they had last year, and all these rookies they have, and how they, the rookies. I think one of them is named Will Smith. I think I remember that because, Will Smith. And I was like, dude, if I talk San Jose Sharks hockey, I actually use as the equivalent. That would be about the equivalent of me talking about the Granite Bay golf team in this town, maybe slightly higher. You want me to talk about San? You want any radio station or any host to talk about that sport? We'll just use hockey. You know what you do? Start calling in and asking questions about it. No host likes to look stupid. If you called me right now and said, hey, what do you think about
Plays for the Canucks, right?
Huh?
He plays for the Canucks, right?
Yes. McGee. I would say I have no idea. I couldn't name 2 San Jose Sharks. And I guarantee you I could pull 30 people from our audience in right now, and 29 of them wouldn't be able to name them. That doesn't mean the Sharks suck. It doesn't mean hockey sucks. It means there's no people think that there's indoor. You should talk more A's. Really? Should I? Because I've literally seen the numbers on people that when we broadcast the A's, I've looked at the amount of people that tune in, and I don't want to embarrass the organization, and I don't want to embarrass A's fans, but I will tell you, I could literally, I'm not exaggerating, I could literally fit them in my man cave to watch a rerun of the ABC TV show Lost. Not every night. Dave, you need to cover local high school athletes. There's a girl who started throwing the javelin 2 months ago. Now she's in the top 10 in the nation. She needs sponsors so she can go to an event. See, bring me something like that that's worthy. And yeah, I'd love nothing more. Bring somebody on for a couple of minutes. Hey, how'd you learn? I can do 5 minutes on that. How did you, by the way, how the hell do you get turned on to the javelin? It's not like you're going to the Big Five and you're like, volleyball? No. Basketball? Tennis? Look, there's a javelin. Let me try it. How do you pick up the javelin? I don't mean physically pick it up. I mean, how does one pick up the javelin? I might be the greatest javelin thrower in world history. I don't know. I've never thrown a javelin. I've never seen a javelin in person. If I never watched the Olympics, I would think javelin is the first name of a running back for TCU. Javelin Smith, 5-star recruit out of Texas. How does one pick up the javelin as a hobby and or sport? I guess I'd say the same thing about the shot put. But yeah. What am I supposed to automatically, am I supposed to be combing the streets of Sacramento for high school javelin athletes? Is that part of the job description? As we go to break. From the 916, you could do it like the NFL and have one high school you focus on and follow them either through the season like football does with their mini camp, one team every year, just have a storyline and say you talk about high school sports. That's from my guy, Justin. No, like the guy online. No, because what if it sucks? What if it's a boring team? What if they lose every single game? What do you want me to expect? You want me to put the kids out there? Their privacy, by the way, you're also dealing with kids. That's a little weird. You have to be very careful. Some kids may not want to be talked about on the radio. It's Casa Roble Rams, sorry. From the 530, when it comes to Chris, are we talking cheeks or crack? I wouldn't want him working the board if he's delving the trenches. That's an excellent point. We'll take a break. When we come back, what's on deck? Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing, and more stupidity. All coming up right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app. Staples presents That Was Easy.
Big year. I'm starting middle school.
Welcome to the jungle, Missy.
Best part? My parents promised me a new laptop.
Perfect for homework, essays, and drudgery.
So we went to Staples. They had all the latest tech, and laptops were up to 40% off.
Woo! Another back-to-school budget saved by Staples Easy Button.
Mom high-fived the cashier. So embarrassing.
Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. NC23, select models only.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
There was always a crowd gathered around our dining table when I was growing up. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Everyone was welcome at my mother's table, so holidays, birthdays, and celebrations always included family and friends. I used to think I was the most popular kid in the neighborhood until I realized that my friends were really there for my mother's incredible cooking. Years later, when I bought my own dining table from Naturewood, I made sure it was large enough to make friends feel welcome. And right now, during Naturewood Home Furnishings Dine in Style sale, you have an opportunity to find the perfect dining room furniture to help you create your own treasured memories. Choose from casual to formal or anything in between. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings during the Dine in Style sale off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Turn up the heat with Sky River's $130,000 Blackjack Tournament, happening every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Join for a chance to share in $10,000 in prizes with a guaranteed weekly winner of $5,000 in promotional chips. The first entry is free for Sky River Rewards members, plus rebuy for just $50. Visit skyriver.com for complete details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or over.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be fun.
Yeah! It's time for What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
Hey, welcome back. Brought to you by...
Our signal goes that far, huh?
Well, apparently.
Or maybe on the app.
Sometimes I have to remember when I'm ranting about things that people listen. Trex Decking and Railing brings you What's on deck, including my deck up in Pollock Pines. I'm looking forward to sharing pics of that. They say I really don't have to take care of it like wood. I don't got to stain it or none of that. None of that stuff. You're going to have, today you're going to have some training camp updates, but it is baseball. Already. I don't know what it is. There's something about morning baseball on the West Coast that I love. I think it's just a callback to when I was a kid. This is one of those days where my buddy Chris, whose dad was a truck driver and was always gone. And so Chris and I, we were like 14, 15 years old.
You're not talking about me?
No, actually. Another friend, Chris.
His dad was also a truck driver.
He and his mom and dad separated early, and he lived with his dad and would spend time, of course, with his mom. But his mom was lived in another part of the country, so she moved. So he stayed with his dad. But what would happen is his dad would go on these long hauls for a few. He was gone a lot of times, all but maybe a day or two during the week. And so Chris, at 14, 15 years old, which I know this sounds terrible now, but he was an only child. So they had a nice 3-bedroom apartment off of Marconi, and it was just him. His dad would leave him some money for food, go grocery shopping, stock the fridge, and he'd take off for 2, 3, 4 days at a time, come back. So what would happen is, we'd look at the baseball schedule and they'd be like, hey man, you want to come over? Whoever. It would always be the Cubs or the Braves, because TBS or WGN, dude, they're playing at 9 a.m. first pitch. So I'd get up. It would be one of them 110-degree Sacramento days, but I'd walk to his house from my house, good mile, or ride my bike, and I'd always bring like a 2-liter or something, Tahiti Punch or some Shasta brand that was cheap. And he'd have whatever, his dad wasn't exactly worried about nutrition. So there'd always be pizzas and all kinds of great stuff for kids, a little bit of money. We'd pool our money and get some candy, 14, 15 years old. I'd go over to his house and we just sit there. We felt like grownups, man. We just sit there and watch Ryan Sandberg and the Chicago Cubs take on Ozzie Smith and the St. Louis Cardinals. Watch Jeff Treadway, the Atlanta Braves, Bob Horner. So I think a lot of it is just me being nostalgic. But there's 3 games going on right now. Nothing. Reds Nationals in the third. Padres down 1-0 to the Marlins. And the Giants and Braves. Giants already 1 hit in the game, but nothing in the top of the first. Justin Verlander is on the bump for the Giants. Now I'm gonna tell you something. Justin Verlander is 0 for 8 with a 4.99 ERA. You know what, Chris? I'm calling my shot. I haven't done this yet. I've been waiting for the right moment. As a matter of fact, I would like your permission. I'm going to let you be 2 votes here. I would like to change my streaking. 1 time only. I would like to remove Luis Arias, and I would like to add in Justin Verlander getting a win today in order for my streak to begin, which I think we both agree there's less of a chance of that happening than Luis Arias getting a hit.
Yeah, because even if the Giants are up 3-0, but for some reason he comes out in the third.
That's it. I lost. I want a 1 time. I want to change up. Let's go streaking. I'm calling my shot. Justin Verlander, husband of Kate Upton, 42 years old, gets his first win as a San Francisco Giant today.
You know what? I'm going to allow it.
Thank you. I'm going to make another call. If he loses today, it will be his last start as a San Francisco Giant, perhaps of his career.
Last time you said, if the team loses, this person is gone. You were right.
That's right. That was Mike Brown. That's right. I don't pull these out just for fun, he said. Somebody texted, I don't know what this means. This was almost like the episode of King of the Hill where Randy Travis was stealing Peggy's life story and no one believed her. Oh, Chris was like, yeah. Oh, that was the truck driver thing. Chris, Dave, that's my life. I don't know why, but seeing Peggy in this text.
My parents were happily married.
Oh, okay. Well, the truck driver part.
Everything else is spot on.
Yeah, right. The whole Peggy thing caught my eye because I've been thinking about Peg lately because my wife and I are binging the TV show Lost with my children. They've never seen Lost. They were born around the time it came out, and we're in season 3 now. They are. Please, can we watch another? Please, they are fully ensconced in the show. I completely forgot that Peg Bundy played John Locke's would-be wife character. You ever see Lost?
No.
You never seen Lost, dude.
Well,
it's so good.
It was something that I wasn't really into.
Oh, it's so good.
And then as it got older, people that were super into it were like, I can't stand the show anymore. And it's like, well, you're still watching? And it's like, well, yeah, I want to see how it ends.
I would never spoil anything. And I will say that the ending of Lost was not great. It was almost Game of Thrones-esque. I think there's 7 seasons of that show, and the ending was just a total letdown. Now, they did some YouTube vignettes afterwards, too, that they used as DVD inserts that actually make the ending a little bit more palatable. I don't think there has ever been a show on television that I have ever been more, I don't know what the term that is, whatever it is when a show ends and if you're watching it in real time and not binging it, when a show, like the episode ends abruptly and you aren't confident you can survive another week to see what happens and you can't imagine, or God forbid the season finale. There's never been a show that I have watched in the history of me watching TV that has done better with cliffhangers than the show Lost. Everything's a freaking cliffhanger, dude.
I would put Haunting of Hill House on that.
Well, I have never seen Haunting of Hill House.
I don't think you would like it.
Why wouldn't I like it? Scary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's ghost stories and stuff like that.
I do like scary movies. I just don't like guts and stuff.
No guts in it.
I like like jump scares. I'm good. I actually like those. Or not like them, but you get my point. Or like we were watching Blair Witch Project. I remembered what scared me about it, other than thinking it was real, was like I like that sense of dread where you're just like, oh my God, what's around this corner? What's around this corner? Don't look around. And then they look around the corner and there's nothing there, and you're like, and then they turn around and But then again, one of my favorite horror movies of all time was what was it? It had Sarah Michelle Gellar in it. It was a remake of a Japanese film.
Oh,
there was like that little girl in it that went.
Yeah. It's not The Ring, but it's like
It's not The Ring, although I enjoyed The Ring.
Why can't I think of it?
Nobody thinks this movie is scary, and it scared the hell out of me. And I know it was a remake of a Japanese, The Grudge. There you go. Thank you.
The Grudge, yes.
Thank you, Bobby.
I feel bad.
Hey, it's today that I know we got a break. It's today the day Happy Gilmore 2 comes out?
Friday.
Oh. Hey, I'm on a plane that day. I wonder if I can. Oh my God.
You 100% can.
I should be able to well, sometimes they it'll come out, but it doesn't come out until like 5 p.m. Pacific. Well, actually,
I think it'll come out like at midnight.
And then you can okay. That's awesome.
Should I watch it and talk about it on Friday?
From the 209, as a kid, I always thought Peg Bundy was sexy as hell. I mean, dude, listen. Yes, brother, I never understood how Al Bundy got Peg Bundy.
That might have been the most unrealistic thing of the
Ever.
show. Just like, oh, she's awful.
Well, it's the second most unrealistic part of the show. I'm sure you'll agree with me as we go to break. The most unrealistic yet real thing about the show is that's where Buddy Hield got his nickname.
Actually, yep, that's number 1. I'll put Peggy number 3 now.
Okay.
Number 2 of the most unrealistic thing is Al being able to afford a house and 2 kids.
Yeah, as a shoe salesman.
As a shoe salesman.
That didn't work. We'll take a break. When we come back, celebrity birthdays, crosstown with Alan Styles, and more next.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Mocash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hot Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything? Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A+ Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal, you should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Summer's flying by, and that back-to-school checklist, it's growing fast. New backpack? Check. School supplies? Check. Dentist appointment? Let's fix that. Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics is making it easy to cross dental checkups off your summer list fast with priority scheduling for new patients and kid-friendly care that makes them smile. It's one less thing to worry about before fall. Call now or book online at kidscaredental.com. That's kidscaredental.com because healthy smiles should be the easiest thing to check off your summer list.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota Hybrid. Check out the hottest deals on 17 Toyota Hybrid models from the longest-lasting brand on the road. And right now, get a low-cost lease on 2025 Prius. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. That's 2 years of complimentary maintenance. These deals won't wait, and neither should you. With more MPG and a new Toyota Hybrid, it's time to hit the road. Toyota, let's go places.
Offer available through TFS buyers with premium-ready credit. Offers end date 4/25.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Shooting lower scores isn't always about changing your swing or equipment. Sometimes it's as simple as changing how you hit certain shots on the course. Molly Braid, a Golf Digest Best Young Teacher, sees a classic mistake on uphill chips. Players will grab a sand wedge thinking the high-lofted club will get the ball in the air, but instead, the ball pops too high and comes up short. Use a club with less loft, Braid says. Grab your pitching wedge, 9-iron, or even 8-iron, depending on how far you hit the ball. Set up with your hips and shoulders in line with the hill. The handle is going to come back, and there will be added loft to the club, so it will have more height, like a sand wedge. Your pitching wedge and your 9-iron don't have as much loft as your sand wedge, but when you're hitting from a steep uphill lie, your pitching wedge is going to produce sand wedge-like results. You'll get that high trajectory up and over the hill to land soft on the green. That's your golf to go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey now. And here we go. Hey, Kyle, would you do me a favor since Chris is on the board? Is there a Sharpie or a pen or something in there? Please, there's a pen, where? Never mind. Sorry. Good morning, Alan. How are you?
Great.
Could you do me a favor? Could you sign this for me, please? That'd be great. Could you?
I got it down.
Could you make it out?
Yeah,
to
sure.
Dave.
There you go.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Well,
it looks like you've done that before.
To CD.
It looks like you've done that before. That's great.
To CD. Carmichael Dave.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
I will treasure that.
Uh-huh. You should.
Let's go to Alan's.
We really don't have to.
Oh, come on, dude. Let's go to Alan Styles' Twitter.
We really.
And let's see what's new and I keep putting the Alan Styles. Hold on, the
Styles files.
Yeah, I know it. Let's see, Alan. Yesterday.
Yeah, we don't really have to.
At 9:24 p.m.
after a River Kitties victory, Bryce Eldridge hit a ball that still hasn't landed.
What was it? They call you Alan Styles. I like to call you Rack Man. Here's the Rack Man, Alan Styles. Signed about 10 autographs at the River Cats game tonight. No, you can tell me nothing for next month. 10 autographs, dude.
Yeah.
They're lining up.
Not sure what these kids just really enjoyed it. Tuesday, man. I don't work a lot of Tuesdays, but that's how the schedule kind of shook out, and now I love Tuesdays.
The responses are actually pretty cool, too. Let me pick one out here.
Well, did you see the hater? Look for the hater at 3:16 a.m.
Excuse me, sir. But aren't you the guy that has the terrible Sacramento Kings takes on the radio? Can you please sign this?
That was at 3:15 in the morning. What is wrong with people?
I know that person too. I don't know them personally, but I recognize them from Twitter.
You know what's the funniest thing to me is I don't really like a lot of what Elon has done with Twitter, but I do like that you can see who blocked you, because a lot of times I'll feel like Thanos, where I'm just minding my business, scrolling through comments and see that I can't or
say view or
and then I click on it and I'm thinking, I've never interacted with you ever.
That person blocked you?
No, that person didn't. They probably will now because I quote tweeted it and roasted them. But when I see that, that's what's so funny. You know what I was thinking, Dave, and you might feel me on this or you might not, right? Yeah. The Kings are not a great team, okay? Do you think that this isn't just about us? This is about any type of media you take in, whether it's comedy, whether it's music, whether it's sports talk radio, right?
Yeah.
When people kind of default to quote unquote bad takes, I do wonder if it's actually about your takes or your delivery, right? I don't really know. When we're talking about a team that is projected to win 34 games, right? I don't really know what anybody in Sacramento could say that would really be, man, that's a bad take, right? Outside of, I think they're going to win 60 games. And you know what? We don't know that quite yet. Some days I feel like a lot of us are positive. Some days I feel like a lot of us are negative. Some may skew in certain directions more than others, but I think that a lot of listeners and viewers, this isn't just about us, just even on TV, Stephen A., it's not really about people's takes all the time. It's just about delivery. If you don't like how I deliver something, then it really doesn't matter what I'm saying. But I feel like a lot of people will default to, you have bad takes. No, I might be saying the same thing as the afternoon show or the morning show or across the street even, but you don't like how I say it. It's not actually the take, because I've been out here for a couple years now, and what are the bad Kings takes you can even have? When there's a bad team, the world is your oyster.
There are so many. I wish you'd come in an hour ago.
Okay.
There are so many flowers to pick out of that pod. It's not even a saying, by the way.
I like that, though.
You can say things, and I could say the same thing, and there's going to be completely different reactions to it,
right?
Even if we have the same delivery.
Yeah.
I abhor when people talk about positive or negative. Not you.
Right.
I don't believe in positive or negative. I believe in realistic.
Sure.
I believe in truth. That truth may be negative. That truth may be positive. Optimism, pessimism, no use for it. People want an echo chamber. People go and they absorb media that in many cases reinforces what they already think. And if you're not, that is why people love draft grades.
Right.
And if your draft grade gives their team an A, that's great writing.
Yeah.
If your draft grade gives them a D, you know what, dude? You don't even follow the club. You have an East Coast bias. And so we have a situation right now where I may say something, you may say something about the Kings. I may get away with it a lot more because I've been here forever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that my take is any different than yours. But there are people, oh, Debbie Downer. Oh, man.
Right.
And it's like, I want to say constantly, you know what, B? But I'm right. And I've been right. And where are you when you just got to go, hey, man, some people want they want their own little worlds.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah. I'm more so saying it's literally, even comedians, it's literally, we could say the same sentence.
Yes.
And it would be received differently because I don't like how Alan talks, or I do like how Alan talks. But everyone just says, your takes are bad. Are they? I don't know.
No, they are.
Yeah, they are bad.
Yeah, they're terrible.
But tell me which ones.
I'd rather it be a mystery. You know, when Jason's gone, you really should come in like 2 segments early.
I was running around this morning.
We always step on Chris's celebrity birthdays.
No, well, Chris,
brought to you by Crumble Cookies.
It's sponsored, guys.
It is. Brought to you by Crumble Cookies, and they are fantastic.
We're going to do it.
Happy birthday today to Woody Harrelson.
Oh, now here's a Mockingbird.
64.
65.
We have a correct answer.
So it's Dave, because you were saying that already.
And it is Carmichael Dave.
Thank you.
64.
Love me some Woody.
Oh,
wait, what?
Happy birthday today to Slash.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's going to make Dave feel. Why don't you lead it off, Dave?
Slash is 63.
61.
Alan's closer, 60.
I'm fine with that.
And for the winner, happy birthday today to Nomar Garcia-Parra.
Noma!
Why don't you start it off there, guy?
Yeah, I really did like Noma. I wanted to believe, because I was just a contrarian.
Hey, doctor.
He's better than Derek Jeter. He was more talented. Noma, I don't know, man. Is he in the 5s? Is he 50 on the nose?
Why don't you take a guess and we'll find out?
50.
I'll say 51.
Dave's closer, 52. He wins for today.
4, Sean Cunningham, a little bit of Michelle Dapper, of course, Christopher Lott. I'm Carmichael Dave. The Rack Man, Alan Styles, coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.
You never know what you might hear when listening to